And hello, everybody. Welcome to Fulcrum TV. Today we have a very special event, Battle of Berlin live cast with me, Soviet. I'm a player here on Fulcrum Gaming, and Ed Barroom Leonard. Hello, Ed.
Hello, internet people and everybody out there in the cyberspace.
So we've been around the game for a long, long time, and this is a very special opportunity for us today. Big thanks to Wargaming North America and starting the game from closed beta, we've seen it grow tremendously. We've seen it grow around the world, and today is a special event for us. Being at this level, being the players, given the responsibility to cast this challenge today. So I'm very excited. Why don't we talk about it a little bit?
Sure. What a year it's been for World of Tanks and esports in general. We started out not with a lot of tournaments and extracurricular activities other than Clan Wars. Wargaming and the esports division has grown leaps and bounds over the past year and a half or so. Going back to the boot camp and the early Ural Steels, now we've got weekly skirmishes, weekly challenges. We've got the Pro League that's out there that the Russian server gets and the EU server gets. We've also got a bunch of live events that Wargaming and with a partnership of other parties has been throwing out as well. Soviet, you've been to quite a few of those live events. Why don't you talk about those a little bit and where we're going with esports in North America?
Sure. Fulcrum Gaming was fortunate enough to qualify for WCG 2012. That was amazing experience for us. It was the first time we met as a team in an offline environment and went to China. That was just an absolutely amazing experience for us. Team building, and we were lucky enough, and we were I guess good enough as well to place third in the world and get the bronze medal. Big. Big accomplishment for us, and we kind of were building on that momentum. Then 2013 started, and we saw so much more activity pick up. Esports went viral for World of Tanks. We had skirmishes, scrimmages, challenges, weekly challenges. It was just amazing, and we felt it grow. And now in March we saw South by Southwest, where two teams were invited out to Austin, Texas, and there was cash money on the line. Nothing motivates people, right? More than money.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that was just a great experience for us and for Team Simp. And now with all the announcements, Wargaming League going live, it has already started. We've been watching all the matches. It's just amazing stuff. The level of play that we see from overseas is astounding. And of course, NVIDIA announced a tournament as well. That's going to be international. Teams will qualify and will face off against each other on a LAN tournament. Look forward to it. It's going to be an amazing summer.
Absolutely. And the tournament scene, the esports scene, because it's grown, it just hasn't happened magically. It's due to the hard work of Caleb, or Lord Farquaad, as you guys know him, and Oscar, or Captain Judo. These guys have put in a lot of work. Judo was brought on to kind of help Caleb out a little bit. It's a big division to handle by yourself, so they brought Oscar on. Hopefully, they'll get some more people on. Oscar's done a fantastic job with the bracket setups and any problems that come up with the tournaments. I know I've seen people give them a lot of heat, but they try their best. It is growing. We're trying to get a lot more people involved so that there's a lot more teams out there. But again, thanks to everybody from top to bottom at Wargaming that's made this event tonight possible. Without them, we wouldn't be here casting to you and handing out codes. We're handing out codes all night long. Wargaming has been generous. Caleb, Jewel Thief, Gaia, just tons of people over at Wargaming just hooking us up to give you guys some swag for tuning in. We've got a lot of people watching the stream right now, and we're glad you could come along. Let's get into the challenge that we're actually here to broadcast tonight.
Sure, sure. 1 second here. So here's the challenge. My favorite website, World of Tanks, and the Battle of Berlin challenge is up on the screen here. Bar, why don't you run through it?
All right, so this Battle of Berlin challenge, teams can only deploy 5 members in each match with a team size of 8. The tanks that they're allowed to bring are Tier 10 heavies, mediums, and TDs. I think we'll expect to see some 57s, maybe some Tier 10 TDs out there. We'll see. Don't know. The light tank you can bring is an 8 along with the Tier 8 SPG. It is standard battle mode, not encounter. The matches last 10 minutes. In between this stage that we're in, just so you guys know, is the group stage. This is to actually qualify to get into the playoff rounds of this. And we're going to be following along with Team Fusion tonight in their journey through this. The other rules of this battle, like I said, the battles happen every 15 minutes. 3 points are granted for a win. 1 point is granted for a a tie. 0 points for a loss. Each battle will last about 10 minutes long. The top 6 teams will advance to the playoff rounds.
And the prizes, first place 26,000 gold, second place 14,000, third place 8,000, and fourth place 4,000, with fifth through eighth sharing 1,600 gold each, and ninth place through 16th 300 gold. That's a lot of gold overall. We've seen a lot of tournaments kind of amp up that gold prizing, and now we're seeing more teams get into, get the gold prize. So there's a lot more incentive. We hope that that continues, to happen. Continues to invite players to form teams, to try it out, because World of Tanks is really comes around and becomes a completely different game in the esports, in the tournaments, in these challenges. So the map that's going to be played today is Ruinberg, and Ruinberg is actually one of my favorite maps, and let's look at it here. I love it because it's a mixed map. You have a city on the west side and a more open area in the east, kind of an area that we like to call Delta Village. We tried to lay out some more popular routes here for you guys. So there's really kind of a 3-lane setup here. The west lane is more city oriented, and that becomes a brawl with usually lots of heavies, lots of kind of cornering action, kind of very slow but brutal fighting going on. The middle lane of 5-6 is a little bit more open, but at the same time it features a quick way to the enemy base, and if the enemy is is turtled up. That's another term that this is often used in World of Tanks. If the enemy is turtled up, or more on defensive end, they will miss that and will utilize the 5-6 line to push and put pressure on the enemy. And then there's Delta Village. Delta Village is usually preferred by quicker tanks. 1390s, for example, scouts, T50-2s, T50s, or even T1s. T1s are often used for scouting in the 7 vs 7 42 format. And also, it features a nice area for Artie to play. I don't know if we'll see Artie today, but that's possible, right? I mean,
yeah, you guys have seen. I know you guys in Fulcrum through some of the tournaments. You've seen some Artie on Ruinberg, and we like to kind of joke around with you guys a little bit, or the Fulcrum guys about that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know that we'll see Artie today just because of the format. I think we're going to be favoring a lot of heavy tanks. What I think, my prediction is, we're going to see lots of T57s, probably Bat Chats and T62s. Other than that, maybe a wild E5 will appear, but I don't really see any of the old tanks that we're used to, like back in the day with Moss's E100s, things like that. I think they're just a little bit too slow for this map, because because of this format, the 5v5 format, there's a lot of room where tanks can slip in and out and get behind the enemy and perform some flanking maneuvers. Where do you think these teams are going to be setting up today?
well, what I expect is we actually highlighted here on the map the main names: Church here in the G2 sector, Fountain in the F1, and of course Delta Village. The 3-line is very important as well. This whole side of the map. If you're able to cut off your enemy in these parts here, you can kind of surround them and engulf them eventually. So what I see teams push is probably, if they go with a heavy setup, they'll go into the city, set up on these corners here, and from the north here, and then try to kind of feel each other out really, and see where the enemy is weak, and then of course once you have that intelligence, and of course that timer is counting down, so that time pressure always in the game. There's no such thing as an hour-long game here. 10 minutes, 10-minute limit. Once you're down to about 6 minutes, as a team captain, you have to think, what am I going to do with my guys? Am I going to just go for the draw, or push into them and take my chances? So that's what that's what I think we'll see, and then of course maybe as a switch up, we'll see some Delta Village action if a team decides to go fast, like I don't know, tier 10 mediums, for example, these T62As, Bat Chats. They can kind of cause some trouble in the Delta Village if they put pressure early in the 9-0 line here and then swoop in into the enemy base respectively. That can cause a lot of issues.
Sure. And with this format, I wouldn't be surprised. I agree with you on the city. I think we'll see a lot of city fighting, but I think we'll see some teams kind of switch it up a little bit and step away from that. Maybe pushing the mediums up into, like we talked about, the Delta Village here, and then support them from the outside here, because you can get some terrific, terrific cross shots if you're able to get up and take this. This 5-6 from the Echo 5-6 area here. Otherwise, I think you're right. We're going to see some action at the church. We're going to probably see some action here close to the fountain. Typically, teams don't want to drive out into this open area with the fountain here. But you never know. Some people may want to try and risk it and go down the one line. Again, with this format, it's single matches. So again, it's just the qualifier, and then they tally up the points at the end, and we'll figure out who makes it out of their group bracket. Now, if this had been in a playoff situation, you'd see a little bit more dynamic. You'd see, the best of three, where teams may try to do the Delta Village. Teams may try to do the one column, depending on what they push. So it's going to be interesting to see, what's going on with that. So I really look forward to it. I love this map. I agree with you there. So
let's talk quickly about who we are going to be sharing the night with. We are actually in Group 4. Let me bring that up real quick, guys. Group 4 bracket of the qualifiers features teams like a weird smiley face, warping. Warping Berlin, Armored Outlaws, Friends of Marge, Cossacks.
That is a bunch of. I think there's a bunch of simp guys in there. So
Okay.
some familiar faces there.
So Cossacks, I know that's either a Russian or some sort of a team there. That's going to be interesting to see that match. Team Fusion, ELO rated 1327 score. Valkyrie Squad, PDL, Vengeful Thunder, and Persian Army. Talk about it a little bit.
Well, let's see. So, as you mentioned, Team Fusion is ELO rated, which Wargaming is trying to bring in to basically seed teams in tournaments. So, you don't want a stacked bracket with a team. So, the higher the ELO rating, the more favorable seeding they're going to get. They're going to get put with teams that typically aren't well known, aren't high ELO rated, or not at all, so that they knock those teams out. It's just a matter of having the better teams clear out the lesser teams, and then because you want a great final at the end, you want the best teams going in the semis and going into the finals. I think some of the teams in here, the Friends of Marge team, could give them a run for their money. Cossacks could give them a run for money. Heck, all these teams in here, because again, like we said, it's a 5v5 format. Anything can happen: a bounce, a pen, a fire, a double fire. If they're running an extinguisher. In this size setting, anything can happen. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and talk about it a little bit. You mentioned fires and whatnot. That brings so much variables into the game that you have to worry about as a team, as a player. You really don't want to, risk it. For example, going for the coffee or Coca-Cola in your tank, and then not having a fire extinguisher, for example, and burning down 500 hit points or so in your tier 10. That can happen, and that randomization kind of keeps it exciting, and at the same time, you have to be a lot more cautious as a player to not put yourself at into harm's way.
Exactly, yeah. And again, and that's the gold consumables. Most pro teams or most teams that have been doing this a while understand the need for a gold fire extinguisher. Because one thing it does is it gives you a percentage to not be set on fire, and also it automatically instantly puts that fire out. I know you've seen it, I've seen it with a lot of teams. Getting setting tanks on fire twice in a row. I mean, that's just awful when that happens to you, and you just kind of shake your head. Oh no. One thing we see a lot in the 7x42 is ammo racks on those IS3s. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I'm not sure there's too many tier 10 tanks that they have to worry about putting a wet ammo rack or having safe stowage on these tanks. But again, the gold consumables when you're in a Soviet talked about the prize pool. When you're in this kind of money territory, you want to be running the best equipment you possibly can on these machines.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Quick review though, just before we go into the special battle here. So the bracket is right on your screen there. Every time Team Fusion is going to win, we're going to get 3 points. They're going to get 3 points for the victory, and 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. And at the end of the day, this bracket. Top teams are going to advance into the playoff bracket, which we'll see form at the end of the night. So Team Fusion, Bar, why don't you talk about them a little bit?
Relatively new team on the scene. Let's take a look at who's actually on that team. Let me pull up this bracket here. We're in group 4. Let's see. Okay. Goodness gracious, where's this bracket? Do you have the bracket open? All right, let me find it here.
Well, you can
Uh,
actually go into the special battle, Bar.
oh, is it up right now?
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Wow. Fumbling around here. Hey, special battle is up. Awesome. Looks like we've got on Team Fusion, we've got TT Jones, who's going to be calling the battle today. I would almost assume that. Bach Rocker was rocking a T57 heavy. Wow, Jones on an E100. And I just went through and said, I doubt we'll see any E100s, but hey, you never know what will happen there. Nemesis 79 looks like he's rocking the T57. Plated Mega FTW rocking the T57. Looks like we've got 3 T57s, an E100, and Swollen bringing up the rear with a T62A medium tank. Those T57 heavies, man, they are absolutely game changing. I've got one myself. And I know they're absolutely crazy. Sitting on the bench, it looks like we've got another T57 with Talid, and we've got Chevelle sitting down there with an E100 and Conflict on a backup T62A. These guys are early to the scene. They're ELO rated, like we said. They're at a 1327, relatively new. And it should be interesting to see how these guys do it. I know when we did our dry run of casting, we casted them going up against Fulcrum Gaming on mines and steps, and I believe we're on Himmelsdorf as well. So we'll see how they fare in this on Ruinberg, running tier 10s.
Yeah, let's quickly just run through the tanks here. T57 Heavy, that 4-shot clip, quick reload time, much quicker than French tanks that used to be the favorites for autoloaders. T57 able to dish out up to 500, 580, right?
I believe so. That's a high roll, but yeah, they are, and it's a 4 clip. And I think with Brothers in Arms, you get about 22-second reload. So that's really quick. If you can get in there and boom, 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 dump your clip, back out, let the meat get in there. One thing about the T57 is it does use the M103's hull, so it's a little bit weaker on the bottom. If you can get hull down with it, the turret is. You can pen the turret pretty well with gold. In pubs, it'll bounce once in a while. It'll bounce a gold round, but on the turret. But yeah, if you can hit that sucker in the hull and get them out, they can be taken down quite easily. But a smart T57 driver will back up, realize when he's clipping, stop the damage, let a heavier tank get in there, share some hit points, and they're good to go. And again, with the uh, with the T62 with the T62 medium, the Russian medium there, that thing is it puts out a lot of DPM as well and can bounce some rare shots.
Yeah, the beauty of the T62A is that it's so low to the ground, low profile, quick, mobile, and it doesn't have an autoloader, so it doesn't get stuck reloading somewhere in the open, having to run back for cover. I can see why they brought this tank. One thing that we forgot to mention here is 8.5 patch went live, and most of us had a chance to run around on the server there and have some fun there. I got a chance to drive the Leopard 1. Interesting tank. One thing to mention though is the gold consumables are going to be available for credits now. That's going to change up a lot of a lot of play I think for clan wars for these challenges and tournaments. Players that don't have access to gold will be able to use these consumables now, and that will equal out the level out the playing field. Sorry, and make it very interesting and very competitive now. Before you could say, oh, I didn't have this or that, that's why we lost. Now you really can't blame anything for your loss. It's all about skill. It's all about equal playing field, and I look forward to that change. I'm happy that it's happening. The game is going away from that model to credit everything available for credits if you want to.
Right.
So.
I did get a chance to play that Leopard that you're talking about. I did get to play it on the test server, and one of the really neat things about that Leopard, for those of you that haven't driven one, that thing does not bleed speed at all. When you're doing 63 kilometers an hour and you take a sharp turn and you keep turning, that thing will still maintain at 61, 62. I mean, it rarely bleeds speed. Had a chance to play with a couple guys, and boy, it was a lot of fun. And I've heard rumors of nerf already. So we'll see what happens there with the nerf bat on the Leopard before it even comes into fruition. So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So we still have about 4 minutes and 30 seconds here before battle. We do have a special opportunity today to actually let you guys in on the communications that are going to be happening as the battle progresses. We are in Team Fusion's TeamSpeak, so I look forward to it. We will unmute our team speaks right in before as the battle goes live, and listen in to what the commanders have to say to the various tanks and how they position. What do you think, Bar? I mean, that moment, what goes through your mind when you're in the countdown and you're in right in front of an important battle here?
well, on this kind of stage, I would be really nervous. I'm a typically nervous kind of person, anyways. With these tournaments, no matter what it is, if it's a skirmish, if it's a challenge, anybody that's played with me and has listened to me call, I do have a sense of urgency, and I do get a little nervous with these tournaments. It's a big deal to me. Like any sport, I'm very competitive, much like a lot of the guys with the esports. I don't like losing. My daughter, as you saw, kind of jumped into the camera a little while ago. I don't like losing checkers to her, and she doesn't like losing to me. So that's the kind of person I am. So I'm nervous. I'm thinking about, what am I going to do? What's the other team going to bring? What are we going to do to counter it? If our strategy, is going to fall to pieces, how are we going to bounce back? What if, I'm running all kinds of scenarios through my head. What if they bring all mediums and they rush down this line? What are we going to do? What's our fallback plan? But as soon as that countdown starts, I am, game face on, battle comms ready to go. What do you guys do in Fulcrum?
Uh, well, I'm generally a very quiet guy in in before battle. I try not
Yeah, yeah,
to.
not me.
Yeah, I try not to let the emotions out, or I keep them bottled in, and I use anything to motivate me, any little thing that's going on around me, or has already happened. For example, we've been down a lot with Fulcrum Gaming in very important fights, and I use that to motivate me to play more conservative yet very calm and consistent. I like to be thinking about the consistency of the game, and just knowing that if I do my part, I can rely on my team at any time to save me or to execute their part. Music also helps. Music does help. So sometimes the iPod, the iPhone is out, and listening to that. Um, especially at a lot of places. China was very loud, as well as South by Southwest. We had some fans that were very, very loud. Happen to know anybody?
Really? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I was
Uh,
not allowed it. I mean, wow, yes, and I get into that kind of thing too. One thing that I try to do there and that we're trying to do tonight is promote esports, guys. Form your tourney teams. Give it don't worry about, oh, we're going to get beat anyways. Don't have a defeatist attitude going into this. Go into it with that you're going to prove something, that you're going to beat somebody. Like Soviet said, he's got all the confidence in the world because he knows his team's going to back him up no matter what he does. From different standpoints of battle callers, though, I'd like to know what other battle callers go through their head too, because sometimes when you're just a soldier and you've got a job to do on the battlefield, it's a little bit easier to focus in and do that. When you're a field commander, you got a little bit to worry about. You got to worry about all your other guys and their positioning. But again, this is why we're here. We're here to promote World of Tanks. We're here to promote esports. Make a team, get out there. Just make sure you guys show up and have fun. Try it out. And just have fun with it. A lot of people go into this, for all the wrong reasons, and they go in thinking, we're not going to win, or maybe they go in thinking we're going to own everybody. No, you have no idea until you step into the tournament scene, because, like we said, anything can happen there.
all right, and we're down to 40 seconds here. Let's go back into the game and get ready for this one. I'm excited. Let's see how this happens. We're playing Valkyrie Squad from PDL here for the first game. So real quick through the lineup: Nemesis running T57, Swollen T62A, TT Jones E100, Bachrocker T57, Plated Mega T57, and that's it. 5 players, and of course me and Barroom are running the Spectator, which we're very grateful for. Thank you very much, Wargaming and Caleb and Oscar. Very, very thankful for that. Alrighty, 1 second. Here we go.
And here we go. The actions are just about to start.
Oh, so
And there we go. I thought we could have talked to everybody. So we get a technical victory on the first match. So now there's 15 minutes in between. We were hoping for a battle. Sorry,
that's
guys.
that is unfortunate. We were hoping to talk to all the commanders and captains of teams in this bracket to make sure that they do show up. Tell us about that, Bar. I mean, that was
Well, yeah, I took some time today. This is one of the things that we actually worried about. This is like live TV, right? You never know when a lamp's going to fall on your head or some guy's going to go running behind you streaking. It's going to happen. So unfortunately, it happened to us. And I tried to take the time today to go around and talk to some of these teams and say, hey, guys, make sure you show up. This is a big stage, big, big stage. Make sure you show up to your battles. And I got a lot of positive feedback and a lot of people saying, yeah, we're going to show up. We'll be there. We'll be there ready to throw down. But again, this is one of those things where you're sitting in a waiting room. Clan Wars, too. This happens in Clan Wars a lot. You're sitting there, you're waiting, you're amped up, you're ready to go, your adrenaline's flowing, and all of a sudden, it's a technical battle. So it happens.
so here back on the screen. I have the Group 4 bracket, and you can see already 1-0 for Team Fusion, 3 points, and right now they're in a four-way tie with Armored Outlaws, Cossacks, and Vengeful Thunder. I really hope that's not technical victories for all of those teams, but um, I mean, looks like that was really quick. Hopefully, at least half of the bracket shows up and we get some fights here. Sorry, guys, it's very hard to predict these things in tournaments as casters now or as players. We are just subject to waiting and seeing what happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is, the nature of the beast with this game. Um, you know, Clan Wars typically you'll see this a lot, especially in landing zones. When you're trying to go through a landing zone, you'll see just teams that either don't have the members, don't have the commitment. I wish there was a better way to stop that from happening because it kind of ruins the fun for the other team too. Um, Most teams like to fight. They want to fight. They don't want a technical. They want a hard-earned, fought victory. It's one of those tough things. So again, if you're going to commit to an esports team, again, going back to that, try to show up. Try to make an effort to show up because really, you're letting your team down. You're letting the other team down. It's just a respect thing and sportsmanship, really.
Yeah, yeah, and technical victories. I mean, sometimes they happen for a good reason, I guess, if the team has an emergency. We understand that, and this is why we're doing the qualifiers. We're starting early. This is actually our first time doing casting, really. Bar, we tried the first little open scrimmage that we did here on Fulcrum TV. For those of you who joined us and provided some feedback on how that went, thank you very much. It helped us improve what you see today, and I'm sure from the feedback we get from our viewers today as well, we will improve in the playoffs that are coming on April 10th. So I look forward to that. Hopefully we'll try to get some more team captains to sign up with us so we can stream multiple teams, not just one throughout the playoffs. But for now, we are here waiting for another battle to pop up. What do you do? What do you do in a TeamSpeak right now? What do the guys do? I think Fusion is having a little bit of fun, huh?
Yeah, probably. They're probably sitting around joking like, "Oh, here we go." They're actually probably laughing at us right now, I would think. Like, "Oh gosh, these guys are on this type of stage and with all these viewers, 2,000 viewers, and here they go. They're getting technical victories or technical, problems with the battles popping up." I'm sure they're laughing, joking around, probably relaxing a little bit, talking about what they're going to do for the next battle, maybe looking at the rosters of the other teams, because I know that's something that we do on some of the teams that I've been on. Is we'll go through the roster and check it out and just see what they've got for tanks, especially when the tier 10s are involved, because even though this game's been out for a while, there's a lot of players that don't have the tier 10s. It looks like the special battle is up, and they're going to be playing Warping Steel. So let's hope Warping Steel shows up. That would be rather unfortunate if we get two technical losses in a row. One thing we'll keep doing, though, is we'll keep throwing those codes out there. I'll keep throwing them out to you. Fulcrum TV, thanks a lot to these guys for letting us, cast this on their Twitch channel. Make sure you guys click follow on Fulcrum TV, because every time you do, guess what happens to Hugo Maximus? He dies. He dies. And he gets a special flag in Forge TeamSpeak. So keep clicking it. And make sure you follow them on Facebook too. They always put out some really cool stuff. Nagatron has put out some cool guides through some of his other ventures that he's done. You can read those and get boned up on any tanks that you want to play. So it looks like these guys are starting to get ready and pull their tanks up. And
Yeah, I'll wait for a little bit. There's still like 10 minutes or so left. 9 minutes and 30 seconds here before next battle. Hopefully Warping Berlin Steel will show up. Even though they started off with a loss already, we can see it on the bracket here. Third from the bottom. They have already 0-1 loss. To who? One thing you can do is you can hover your mouse over the table here, and it should.
Oh, on the bracket? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
take a look at that.
So they lost to Armored Outlaws AO.
I know they're going to show up. I talked to the commander of that team today from Armored Outlaws, so they'll definitely show up. I'm refreshing my page right now to take a look at this bracket. Let me take a look at these Warping Steel guys. I thought I spoke with them as well, and they said that they would be showing up. And maybe they did, and maybe they just got beat by these guys. No, I guess I didn't talk with Psycho Rivers, the captain of that team. That was one of the other teams I did not speak with. However, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope they do show up.
Well, back to what you were saying earlier. So we are at, right now 2377 viewers, 2,377 viewers. Thank you all for joining us today. Sorry it's kind of starting off a little bit slow here. We're hoping to get some more battles going. Next one is coming up in 8 minutes. But in the meantime, if you have checked out some of the streamers here around World of Tanks community, they're trying really hard to promote World of Tanks, to expand the community, make the community grow. It's such a pleasure always seeing our streams right before our streams go up, having like 50 or so people. We started off with 50 people today, just chatting it up, enjoying themselves, talking about tanks, talking about, of course, the upcoming event here, and having fun. The community around World of Tanks is great, and we hope that it keeps growing. And on that note, if you have anybody that you want to invite to the game, you want to shoot at, they want to shoot at you, let us know. Message one of us here, and we have a lot of accounts we have, I'm sorry, a lot of codes for new accounts that we would love to give out. We don't give them out in regular chat just because those who already have accounts will start yelling at us that what are we doing, you know. So if you have anybody that you want to invite to the game, message to us and we will be happy to provide some invite codes for new accounts because we all want to keep growing this community. We want to see it prosper, and this game is definitely deserving of a bigger stage in North America.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, we've got a ton of codes here that we're going to be giving out tonight, and I believe we may be casting the tiebreakers tomorrow. Not quite sure, but we'll definitely be back on the 10th when the playoff rounds start. So we may be here tomorrow night as well, but we'll definitely be here on the 10th to start the actual playoff rounds, where hopefully we won't have any of these technical issues or you know, technical victories and things like that. I understand lots of clans have clan wars right now too, so that could play into this a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't play into this any further tonight, because how awkward is that going to be? Wah, wah. You know what? If that happens, we're going to have to start clubbing some baby seals. We're just going to have to start doing it. And we're
Yeah,
going to club baby seals all night long. If you guys keep giving us technicals and nothing to cast, we need casting stuff.
and
You get that?
look at that panda. He's so sad.
Oh, the sad panda. That's where is he? Oh wait, hold on. Let's sad pandas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we can
Poor
see it. We
sad
can see
panda.
it.
All right. Sad
Just
panda. Poor
lower
panda.
your camera a little bit now because you cut off
Oh no,
your.
I always mess it. You know, this is what I'm doing
There,
here. We
that's
went
it.
through all
That's
this
it.
to set it up, and
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Don't get excited, Bar. Not
I'm
yet.
getting excited now. But
Let's get
we
some
haven't even
battles.
casted yet.
Yep, let's get some battles under our belt here. So as Bar was saying, I mean, we have to wait to playoffs. Playoffs will definitely be more competitive, but this is a good warm up for us. Me and Bar, you guys as well. I mean, this is we're very grateful for you all to you know, come out and join us here. And of course, we're thankful for any feedback that you might have after the show. That you can provide to us, we can improve. We're down to 5 minutes here. Let's change back into the game and see if there are any changes to Team Fusion.
It does not look like. Well, we're waiting for Jones to ready up. I'm assuming he's going to bring that E100 again. That would be. Not sure why he's not readied up yet. But again, still 4 minutes left. Here's one of the things that I do worry about in a tournament or a Clan Wars battle when somebody's not ready. I get a little anxious, and I'm like, okay, are you there? Are you getting a drink, going to the bathroom? What are you doing? I mean, it's human nature. So he's probably doing something, outfitting his equipment, or maybe, you know, getting a snack or something. Who knows? But it does look like they're going to go with that triple T57 with the 62A, and I'm assuming that TT Jones is going to bring the E100. Yep, he is there. He's talking in chat now. So this should be interesting. I hope we do get a fight here.
Yeah, Warping Berlin Steel is up next. 4 minutes and counting. I love these countdowns. You know, sometimes the countdowns are so short, you don't have enough time to kind of settle down from your previous match. But here we have 15-minute countdowns. And we're down to last 4 minutes. I like right around this time when I'm in battle, when I'm there sitting, I just triple check that all my consumables are set, all my rounds are in the right place, all my, you know, modules are there. You know, take a look at our team, make sure that everybody's there. We try to, you know, kind of relax a little bit. I usually listen to something that, you know, kind of mutes out the team speak. Guys, you know, keep talking about strategy. I just let them talk, calm down myself as a player, and I know that, you know, our captains, Nagatron, Friction, and Absolute Royal, we have kind of a trio, so to speak, will carry us, and we always, you know, have trust in them, and they trust us to execute. So except for Hugo. Uh,
So what do you listen to? What music kind of you know, pumps you up or whatever? Do you listen to, you know, rock? Do you listen to techno, electronica? I mean, do you listen to love songs? I mean, I picture you listening to love songs like you
whoa.
know, I don't know, Celine Dion maybe? No?
Uh, no, no, come on, man. No, usually sometimes techno, trance. Yeah, like if you guys have joined ever joined my streams, you'll know the type of music I have going in the background, and Sometimes, though, it's more war songs from World War II, Russian Soviet songs that I also play on my stream sometimes. That kind of sets the tone, you know. It's very, very upbeat sometimes. It keeps you going. Uh,
Getting down to 2 minutes here. Let me give a shout out. One of the members from a lot of the Wargaming guys are watching right now. Chris K's son, Chris K Jr. He's watching. He was at South by Southwest. He got up there on stage and got up there when the community event happened. He's a young guy and likes to have fun. And he even got a kill in that community event when
with
the community got up on stage.
with my account.
Oh, with your account?
Yeah,
That's right. I remember we talked about that.
yeah.
Now, what? Uh, looking back at the game inside here, they're all doing a ready down, which is something that a lot of teams will typically do. They'll ready down their tanks at the 2 minute mark to make sure everybody's there, everybody's ready to go, and they'll ready them right back up. So somebody will call a ready down, which basically means that everybody will unready, and then everybody will ready themselves right back up. So it looks like they're swapping some people around here. Looks like Plated. We got Plated Mega on his 57. We got TT Jones on the E100, like we said. Nemesis 79 on the T57. Conflict on the 62A. And Bach Rocker rocking the T57, bringing up the rear there. So thanks to everybody that's watching. Sorry, that this match didn't happen. We hope this one will. We're just under a minute here, just about ready to go.
Keep those fingers crossed. We're 55 seconds and counting here, just like launching a space shuttle, you know. Hopefully everything is green across the board and we're good to go. Yeah, let's just moment of silence.
No, don't make me sing because I'm gonna start singing now.
Yeah.
I can't. That silence.
Not yet. Let's get a battle.
We need Sand River. We need Sand. That's what we need. So I'm
Yep.
telling you, we need some Sand River going on. These guys are probably joking around. I really hope that we have a battle so we can pop into their team speak and listen to what's going on and see what they're talking about. Because I know a lot of these guys like to joke around. Guys that know Conflict, guys that know Plated, they definitely like to have a good time. There's never a dull moment with those guys. So here we go. We're counting down to 5 seconds left. Let's pray for no technical. Let's not get a technical here. Let's get an actual battle. Please give us an actual battle. Please.
Yes.
And it's a T110 E5 and that's it. Oh.
Well, let's listen into the guys.
All right.
Second.
Shall we give him a show?
We shall.
Ramming only. Spartan, line up in the corner. Send one out.
Hi-yo.
We're
Hey,
live.
Jones, where are we derping to?
Just go up to 6. 62. Just go wide through field. End up in the buildings by A7.
Copy. Can I track you?
Alrighty. Well, looks like they're just gonna go down the 5 line here. It makes sense. Only one tank, unfortunately, for the enemy team. T110. I'm here looking at TT Jones. Let's show off the awesome camera that we have here. I'm excited to use it. I'm a little still new to it, but guys, bear with me as we do this and show you the battle from bird's eye view. Plated Mega checking that F row. A lot of enemies like to, a lot of teams like to, commit into that F row and take care of any cross shots on the enemy team. But here the enemy is lit, and look at that. He's running for through the 3 line. Let's see how Team Fusion reacts. Looks like TT Jones is running to intercept the enemy. And Conflict in the T62A, you see him there in the 5 line. I'm gonna follow TT Jones and see what he's up to.
Yeah, Soviet, I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting into the game. Good thing this isn't a real match, so just carry on with what you're doing. I'm gonna try and fix my difficulties here.
Roger that. So actually, switching back to Conflict, Conflict is already engaging Psycho Rivers. That's a shot. I think it was a miss. Psycho Rivers just they're having a little bit of fun. Slams on the brakes. Conflict slams into him, loses 400 hit points, and now they're exchanging shots. Psycho is on fire. He's leaking. Down to 800, 700. And TT Jones absolutely destroys him. That's going to be the game here. Psycho Rivers goes down. TT Jones with a kill. Conflict having a little bit of fun. Let's quickly run through this the post-battle report here. Conflict with 1492 damage, 4 shots, 3 hits, 3 penetrations, 1492 damage. TT Jones with that killing blow, 1 for 1 and 708 damage. Well, at least we got into a little bit of action. I got a little bit of camera work there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let's see if the bracket has already updated for our Group 4. Team Fusion, starting with a technical and a win against one enemy.
Yeah, that's almost just like getting a technical victory there. It's unfortunate. And again, sorry guys, we're on a big stage. Well, at least you're going to get some codes tonight and maybe learn a few things. And, just make sure you guys check the tournament page on worldoftanks.com and check for any upcoming tournaments that you might be interested in.
Yeah, there are a lot of tournaments, various formats. Oscar and Caleb doing a great job there, keeping it interesting. Now that the pro format has started, where we have 7 versus 7 42, the common globally accepted standard, we are able to more teams that are more, I guess, committed into the esports scene are able to stay away from smaller tournaments that are happening on weekly basis, skirmishes, scrimmages, and challenges. And so it's not like you have to go in and play a super powered team. You can go in and play against any like other teams that are just starting up. So it's and the elo rating helps kind of balance that out as well. So next battle is up. This one, Friends of Marge. You mentioned that this is a simp team, right?
Yeah, again, this is a simp team, so hopefully we'll see them show up and we'll see a good battle. Simps known in the tournament circles. They put out a lot of simp teams. Not sure which one this is. I know they were in one of the skirmishes and I think the last challenge, but typically simp will give you a good show. That's for sure.
Well, hopefully Team Fusion is ready. Let's minimize out of the game here for a little bit while they're picking their teams. What was your technical issue?
Apparently when I tried to add my special camera mod that you're using, it just froze my client up. I couldn't log into the game. So hopefully I just removed that. I don't really need the flyover camera. You do.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get back into this game because this is sure to be a really good game here.
Well, let's look back at the bracket here. So far, only 2 teams have finished with their second battle. Cossacks sitting at 6 points, 2 wins. And Team Fusion also 6 points, 2 wins, 1 technical, and then 1 you just saw against an E5. I wonder why War S it was brought only 1 tank. Hopefully everything is fine and there's no emergencies, but maybe Clan Wars, like you said, Clan Wars is happening around this time. That's something that you have to keep in mind as you commit into these tournaments. You have to make sure that all the time slots are covered, that you have enough teams committed into the Clan Wars in your clan, into the tournaments. Something that we do in Forge is we have, I guess teams that are somewhat expected to be only tournaments, and then teams that are expected to be Clan Wars as well. Since you're quite close to the Forge structure, Bar, say something.
You want me to say something? What do you want me to say? I'm going back to the bracket. I'm just checking out something here that's interesting. I'm looking through the bracket to see which teams are showing up and which teams aren't. It looks like did the weird face guys in round one looks like they drew out to Friends of Marge.
Yeah, and that gives them 1 point, as you can see, and it gives them 7 points. So that's why they're sitting atop the group 4.
Right, right. So yeah, that gives them 1 point. Looks like after that, the weird face guys beat Persian Army, and then looks like Friends of March then beat Armored Outlaws, and Persian Army looks like they're showing up, and they beat Armored Outlaws as well. So I'm hoping these Armored Outlaws guys. Well, it looks like they did show up because they beat Warping Berlin Steel. So I hope they're bringing a full team, and maybe they didn't just have like 3 people show up and they were able to beat that one tank. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on there.
Yeah, and it looks like the teams that already are in our past are the two teams that are currently at the bottom of the bracket. Looks like Valkyrie Squad is continuing with technical losses there. 2 losses already. Third battle, maybe even the third already reported for them. Just
Yeah, and again, these qualifying brackets, guys, they're gonna be. It's this is gonna happen. I bet you we can look at any of the other brackets, and you'll see the same thing going on. You'll see the teams at the bottom. Yeah, I'm looking at bracket 7. There's a team called Ghost. There's a team called No Name, No Wins. Those are probably all technicals, all technicals, all technicals. All I mean, you look at the bottom of the brackets, you can almost guarantee that these guys just aren't showing up. So unfortunately, this qualifying round. We're going to run into that. But one of the good things is Team Fusion did allow us to live cast them. A lot of teams at this early in the stage, they don't want to show their hand. They don't want to show you what tanks they're bringing, what strats they're running. So again, the US seems a little bit different as far as that goes. A lot of U.S. teams like to keep their strategies, their replays. They don't want to be live casted. They don't want anybody to see what they're doing. Whereas I know you watch a lot of the Russian streams. I've been watching them a lot lately. It seems like they don't care. They just want to fight and go at it, and they don't care, if the other team sees their strats.
right, and I think it comes with experience as you progress through esports, as you are exposed to this format. A lot of those teams already know pretty much anything that you can run on the map. If they don't know, well, they wouldn't be in that position. So a lot of the pro teams already know everything they can expect, and they already expect the enemy to know the same. They expect the enemy to know their strategy. So it becomes a huge meta game on top of the actual game, trying to call each other's, I guess, tactics and anticipate them and counter them. So we are actually transitioning to that as well as a team. It was a hard choice for us, or a hard step to take, but we're starting to move to that, with our team as well, going away from worrying about what we're showing to the enemy versus hey, we let's expect that they know what we're gonna run. We're just gonna do it, execute it, and
Execute it better, right? Yeah.
execute it better. Yeah.
Right. I had a nice chat with Nagatron the other day, and he was talking to me about playing the metagame. And he's like, teams get all caught up in playing the metagame. What is this team gonna do? What's that team gonna do? And if you get caught up into that too much, you start to, you start playing poorly because you're trying to play off what they're going to do, not what you're going to do and what you're going to execute and force your will onto a team. You start getting in your head like, okay, well, if they're going to do this, or if they're going to do that, what if they do this next match? I wonder if they'll change. And you start playing their game, and that works out for a lot of teams. And when you start playing their meta game and you start getting into it, I know I've been on some just some scrimmages where you start to go, okay, let's start playing, and you get into that meta game, and that's just inexperience coming through a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like we got about 3 minutes left here.
Yeah, let's step back into the game here, and hopefully this next one promises to be a good one. We are looking at Nemesis and T57 Buckrocker, T57 Conflict running that T62A again, Plated Mega, T57 Heavy, and TT Jones in the E100. Looks like there is no changes from the last lineup that they ran, and we are waiting. Final countdown again. This battle, I'm pretty sure, is going to happen. I'm going to still keep my fingers crossed that, there's no technical issues.
Yeah, again, so Friends of March, I can almost guarantee they're going to show up. They're going to give a pretty good fight here. One thing that I do worry about with this format is any sorts of draws. I mean, a draw still gets them a point, so it's not too terrible, but hopefully the action is really good. I know I've watched a lot of the Russian streams, and they kind of there's a couple teams that are really good, but they're very what we call turtley. They like to turtle up, wait for you to come, make a mistake, they jump on it, get the advantage, and then they'll just even turtle even harder because they want you to come in now that they're up a game on you. So I hope we don't see any of that. I hope we see some fast action here, and I can probably almost guarantee you when you're running this many. Up there we go with the right on cue. 2 minutes. We got the ready down, but hopefully with these T57s, we could see some heavy damage output. It'd be pretty cool to see.
Yep, yep. So 1 minute and 45 seconds here left. Counting down, counting down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so that's the best I'm going to do tonight. What else can we talk about? There's the NVIDIA stuff that's coming up. Huge, huge, huge. If you guys don't have a team for that, or if you're unfamiliar with that, the NVIDIA is sponsoring a tourney for World of Tanks. Huge. I know Caleb worked a long time on that, to a lot of meetings and such with NVIDIA. Matter of fact, I was just part of a junior TC, the Rampage Ruckus TCs that happen on Fridays with Pico and Rampage, and we had a lot of NVIDIA guests in that tank company run the juniors, and some of those guys are pretty decent. They do play. I was checking out some of their stats. Some of those guys had about 2,000, 3,000. One of them had about 5,000 games. Pretty cool that NVIDIA is interested in World of Tanks. If you guys remember, we're rocking 33,400 concurrent users right now. I remember playing a year ago where there was like 17 on a good night, and we're like, wow, this is great. There's a lot of people, and just through advertising and pushing the game and getting people involved, and the World of Tanks road tour going out, making all these stops, that the game is brought in a lot of new players, and let's just hope that they stick around and stay and love this game just as much as we do.
Alrighty, 20 seconds here left. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's hope they, well, I could tell you, Simp's going to show up, or excuse me, Friends of Marge are going to show up with a team. This is going to be really exciting. Hopefully I don't have any more technical difficulties. If I do, I will be right back in. And here we go.
Alrighty, and a team from Simp, AMX50B, E100, IS4, T57, and a bat chat from Team Simp and WW. Unfortunately, I don't know which clan that. Let's listen in.
All right, Jones, lead away.
All right, Conflict, get a quick spot to the outside. Try not to even get close to the bat chat. Just the moment he's near, just kind of bail. And we'll just wait for them for a little bit. Let's go into the infamous 3-1 setup.
I'm gonna get Matt Damon's house.
I just don't know where he's gonna live.
So it looks like Conflict is going to go for a scout on the Delta Village here. We're going to leave the TeamSpeak.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up where we talked about when we first started this, going up that Hotel 3-4 road. They're going to set up probably in a defensive position. You got the 62 that's going out to Delta Village, as we talked about. That is out in D0. We call it Delta Village just because the D. And here we go.
Here's the light by Conflict. Bat chat is he's probably realizing that he's lit as well. Sixth sense is going off right about now, and he's egressing. Let's take a quick look here on how Team TT Jones and the rest of the crew are set up here around the church. You can see a nice little corner holding game here. TT Jones holding the 3 line, while Bachrocker, Plated, and Nemesis are holding the church and the fountain square. Conflict, meanwhile, is coming back towards the base, so that was an early light just to see if the enemy is coming towards Delta Village. Delta Village was clear, so now we are going back, and let's see what he does.
Yeah, it looks like he just did that initial spot to make sure they didn't bring anything out there. What Friends of Marge could do is they could sense that, hey, there's that 62A out there. We could probably get him out right now if we push the 50B and the bat chat together, or maybe even back him up with the 57. So it'll be interesting to see if Conflict goes back out there. Looks like he's going to go up and maybe try and get an aggressive scout on that one line. He is going to Hotel 1 right now.
Still
Yeah,
looking.
Yeah,
still
they're
looking-
set up. They're set up in that triangle. You can see they got everything covered. If something comes up behind that E100, and TT Jones's E100, they've got him covered with plated and Bachrocker. If something comes across the fountain area over there, they've got 3 T57 guns, and that is not going to end well. It looks like Conflict's starting to make a little bit of a move here, maybe to do some track spotting on the one line to see if they're there.
Yeah, Conflict going for the fountain, kind of poking, seeing if he can light anything across the fountain square here. But notice how defensive they are. They're just trying to gather intel on the enemy team, seeing what they're up to, and not committing with their heavies. The Conflict is doing all their hard work right now, making sure that he's cautious at the same time, trying to light and be aggressive with his tank.
Right, and a lot of teams, guys, just so you know, like that 62A, you could probably almost guarantee every single one of these tanks are running 6th Sense. So not only is Conflict going out there to try and light them, but he's trying to trigger his 6th Sense because he goes, hey, my 6th Sense went off. They've got something in that one line, and they'll know. So I'm guessing he didn't get lit. Or maybe he did, and that's why he's bugging out, not forcing the issue up there. So he's gonna go check. Looks like they're pinging for him to go check Delta Village. And he's going by himself, which it can be scary if he goes out there. Some of the T57s are starting to line up on this middle road again, but Conflict is driving on out there through Delta Village again. If they isolate him, this could be a bad thing for Team Fusion.
I'm back looking over TT Jones' shoulder here. Conflict meanwhile pushing down the 0 line. Nemesis repositioning towards the 5 line, it looks like. Let's get another view here on him. There he goes, going towards the 5 line. TT Jones and Plated Mega, looks like they're positioning to push the 3 line here.
Yeah, it does look like that. It looks like we're going to get some support for Conflict from Nem on that T57. He's coming on the outside. Now, I bet they're going to bring him out into Delta Village just in case so they can nuke that back chat with the 62. Oh, here they go. They're starting to make a move through the middle of the city. They are kind of spread out, though. It's interesting push.
Yeah, and notice, though, TT Jones is leading the charge, E100 with that armor and those hit points leading the charge. Very smart move by Team Fusion. Nothing in the 3 line, and they're going to reunite, I guess, with Conflict and Nemesis in the 5 line.
The only thing that catches me, got me thinking a little bit here, we got 5 minutes. Again, guys, this is a 10-minute battle. The only thing that's got me a little concerned for Team Fusion right now is the fact that Nemesis is so slow in that 57. You can see the E100's ready to go. They're telling him, get in position, get in position. Conflict's going to lead the charge to clear the 0. We're going to set up for crossfires on this 5 line here. So if Conflict comes across that Delta Village and he starts lighting stuff, you can almost guarantee that all those guns are going to be teeing up the target that's in the 0 line and knocking him out. So here goes Conflict through Delta Village, followed by Nemesis.
Yep, following him right now in close cam here, and Nemesis, you can see, is closely behind him, trailing just a little bit so that he can stop and put those 4 shots on target from cover. Conflict being aggressive, pushing the 0 line, coming up to the red line of the A row here, and is going to push towards the enemy base. What do you think? What do you think Simp is doing? You think it's a hard turtle by them?
I think it's a hard turtle. They're either turtled up. I think Conflict would have been lit. Whoops, I just pinged the map there. Sorry about that. I think Conflict would have been lit by now, going to that Alpha 6-7 area. It looks like they're going to try and push and force their will on the cap. It does look like a hard turtle.
Yeah, here we go. First shots fired. Let's quickly switch to the camera here. TT Jones taking shots at the E100. Simp's E100 down to 650 hit points here. And he's taking shots from Conflict and Nemesis in the 0 line. Let's switch back to Conflict. Conflict is engaging a T57 here. He's down to 643, 199.
I think that 57 is out now. He is definitely out of shots. He's definitely out. Conflict's got to get in there and finish him off and not worry about it. He's got 20 seconds to put in work. Terrible bounce there. We need Nemesis in here to share the hit points with Conflict, because that T-57 is going to be loaded really soon here. And I believe Nem's got a full clip. Here he goes. There's one shot. He's pulling in, going to get the next shot. That T-57 is down to 492 hit points. There's another shot. The 57 is loaded. Conflict finishes him off.
Nemesis burns the rep kit there. He got his ammo rack damage. Now Simp is in a very defensive position here. E100 down to 257 hit points. That's a one shot. And Bad Chat and the rest of them, I think at 100% right now.
Right, they've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to work here, so they're going to have to do something and realize it. So once everybody's loaded and everybody's clipped, you're going to see Jones go around and take the point here, and they're just going to lay into anything they've got teed up.
Look at that. E100 goes down. They primary him. Next up is IS4. IS4 drops. 50B taking shots on Nemesis and Conflict in the distance there, but that's going to be too little. He was supposed to help, the heavies, keep the heavies off. Bad Chat is in trouble now. Let's take a look from this end.
Yep. Jones should be able to put in some good work on that with that 150 mil on that E100 with heat shells. You can almost bet that Bat Chat is just about out of shots. They're trying to save him to reset cap, but I think it's going to be a little too late.
Mercy says Tigger Misu, and he's unfortunately going to go down though. 50B is reloaded now. He has 4 shots.
I'm surprised they capped out. I'm surprised they didn't jump off and finish him off. Usually they like to do that. I think they got caught up in the moment and just wanted to seize the win. So good battle there. I'm glad we got to see that. A little bit of a hard turtle there by Friends of Marge, and looks like Team Fusion did a good job to get up there and flank that. Pretty aggressive maneuver and good clock management, it seemed like.
Yeah, very well done. Good pressure by Conflict and Nemesis don't go in the zero line. That really kind of started the battle first. They all turned towards them, and then TT Jones and company pushed up the 5 line. Let's quickly go through the battle here. TT Jones, 2707 damage, 444. Very nicely done. 3150 potential damage received. Nemesis, 11 shots, 9 hits, 1 non-penetration, 2,437 damage. Very well done there. And played it 2,000 as well, 6 for 6. Very well, I guess, very good shooting there by Plated. That's something that you want to see in autoloaders. You want to make sure that absolutely every shot hits and does damage. Otherwise, you have the potential of losing a battle for your team. Very important role to be an autoloader on these teams. Conflict, 1415 damage, 646, 1 non-pen on that T57 as you commented. And Bach, 444, but very little damage. I guess he was just finishing off, and you can see 2 tallies for him, 2 kills. So back to winning, I guess we go. Oh, next battle is already up against Persian.
Next battle is absolutely already up.
And it's 4 minutes.
And it's 4 minutes to go. Again, there's 15 minutes in between these battles, so hopefully the action will keep going. I'm glad we had a battle there. Good to see. I'm gonna go ahead and toss out another code for these code-hungry guys out in chat.
Sure, and just real quick here, we're back on the map here just while we have some time. I'm going to go through the quick after-action report. So what happened was Conflict ran the zero line here initially and made sure that there is nothing pushing aggressively the Delta Village, as we call it. He spotted the Bad Chat here, and the Bad Chat egressed, ran back towards the base, and then we lost him. Conflict then went back, made sure that there's no push. Very smart play by Team Fusion. Reunited with all of the forces, checked around the fountain area, nothing there. Then they just decided to push the 5 line and the 0 line, and ran somewhat of a I guess they united together, a fist as they call it, up towards the enemy team.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
That's the way to do it. When you want to break a turtle, a very defensive posture, you want to cram a very 5 tanks down their throat and make sure that they have nothing, no options. You have to absolutely focus fire, drop tanks, and take care of business.
Yeah, and that was good to see. It was really cool to see conflict getting in there and realizing that that T57 was clipping. A lot of players have a hard time with that. Realizing, hey, how many shots did he fire? It's like the old it's the old Clint Eastwood saying, do you feel lucky, punk? I mean, it's one of those things where are you counting shots? Because I am when I'm counting when I'm playing against autoloaders. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, was that 3? Was that 4? Did he fire that one or was it? Oh, okay, so he did a
Absolutely,
great
yeah.
job. He did a great job realizing that, getting in there, taking him out. Unfortunately, he did go down to that 50B at the end. I think he got a little derpy there, poked out when he didn't need to. Took a One of the good things though is that 50B did waste a shot on him. So it was a good trade. I mean, he was at 200 hit points. The 50B took advantage of it, knocked him out. Nem was able to get in there. Again, like I said earlier, when Nem was getting there, I just thought he was going to be too slow to get into that. But man, did he come in at the right time to help Conflict out there. It was huge.
Yeah, they almost lost him there, but that T57 was still very aggressive. So that when they took the corner, they had chances to shoot on him. We're down to 2 minutes here before fighting Persian Army. Let's quickly take a look at our bracket here. Cossacks with 9 points, Team Fusion with 9 points, and looks like the weird smiley face is in third place with 7 points. Looks like they're still fighting another battle. And Friends of March taking a loss, dropping down to 4th place in the bracket. Up next is Persian Army, right now sitting in the 8th spot, and at 3 points.
They did get a win against Armored Outlaws, so I don't know if Armored Outlaws is just showing up with one tank, and maybe the Persian Army is showing up with 2 tanks. Not sure, but I believe I spoke with that commander today, and he did say he was going to show up. So maybe they were just having some tough battles against the smiley or weird Care Bear stare guys, or
Yep.
the Vengeful Thunder. Now, how did they lose to Vengeful Thunder? Didn't they only bring? Oh, the Vengeful Thunder guys are the guys that brought the T110E5, the only one. So
Right,
I don't
yes.
know.
So
Maybe
that
he
could be
lost
a
a one-on-one
technical.
or something.
Well, maybe. Let's tap back into the game here. 44 seconds left before Persian Army.
All right, this should be interesting. I absolutely hope they do show up with a battle so that we can lick our casting chops here and get some more licks in and make things exciting for everybody that's watching. And thanks everybody for sticking around. We'll keep throwing out some codes for you. I've got a bunch more to hand out, and I think Fulcrum TV's got some codes to hand out to you guys too. So looks like we're just about under 10 seconds here, and we're gonna be getting ready to go.
Just real quick. So TT Jones is sitting out this game. Chevelle, 70 Chevelle jumps into E100. Talad is in the T57. Bachrocker T57. Swollen T62A. Conflict is sitting out of this one. And there is a team. Let's listen in.
Let's still do a 62 to the village instead of the B5 corner. So let's have the 100 and best spawn 57 go here. Actually, 2 57s. Worst spawn go a B3. So Talad, why don't you head up there?
Time to roll out.
So looks like Swollen is gonna go for that early light again into the village here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he's going to go for that really cool light here. If he rides the ridge of that road, if they're crossing there, the 62A should have vision enough to light them out in the field. He's going very aggressive with that, which is really cool to see. Now, I don't know if that 62A will have the view range to be able to see all the way down there. So this should be pretty interesting. And they looks like they're setting up in sort of the same formation that they took when they were in the south. Down, if you can see, they're flooding a couple roads. Looks like they're flooding, that 3 line up in Charlie Delta with all their tanks. Now it looks like Talad is backing out. And I don't know if he's going to come up north or if he looks like he's going to come around and sit at the 2-3. Or no, is he doing that? It's hard to see at this point.
Not sure what he's doing, but in the meantime, we're looking at Chevelle here. They're controlling the 3 line, making sure there's no push coming down the 3 line. I guess what the enemy team can do is, with those IS-7s, they're very, like, they're a frontal assault tank. Shark mouth armor is very bouncy in the front. They can utilize their speed as well to quickly blitz the enemy and take vital choke points. So I guess Team Fusion is a little bit afraid of that. They're playing a little bit more defensive. Chevelle poking this corner here, and the T-57s are waiting. They're just waiting.
You know what I think might have happened? Maybe Conflict got lit when he did that run, and that's why they told Talad come back and get ready to support him. Talad's, Conflict's just going to run once he gets out of that Delta Village. If he gets, well, he's getting a little bit more aggressive now, so maybe he didn't get lit. And again, now Talad's pulling back in, so maybe Talad was just there to support him. We'll see what he's going to do here.
And just a quick correction, Bar. That's Swollen running the T-62A this time.
I'm sorry.
Conflict is sitting out, but Conflict was running it last time. Swollen being a little bit more aggressive, cutting into the F row here, and pushing towards the city. Nope. He's going back up the 5 line. Nothing lit from the enemy team. Not sure where they are.
No, and what's interesting is Talad has been doing a little dance. I've been following him. He's kind of turned like he's going to go back to the cap. Now he's turned like he's going back to the 3 line. It was almost like Swollen got lit out there, and maybe he was like, do I go out there or not? So they're pinging the church right now. It looks like Plated Mega is pinging the church that they think that he's at, or maybe they're telling Swollen to go down and clear that church. We'll see. Here he goes. He's going to go whipping by these guys.
Yep, Swollen coming into the city now. He's going to cut towards the 1 line, it looks like, down this street here. And let's follow him, see what he discovers. Swollen slows down on the corner. Very important moment right now. You want to play the Sixth Sense, so you want to poke it a little bit, see if you get lit. And then if you don't, after that 6 to... Oh, look at that. Swollen wasn't careful enough. Takes a 515 hit point hit, and that's going to cost them.
That is definitely going to cost them. That's a dangerous place to light because they're set up. So at least they know now where they are, or at least one of their tanks. And I can bet you in this sort of thing here, in this sort of engagement, a 5v5, they're going to be set up probably on that G1 line. That's probably the only place, the G1 or behind the church. I know you can shoot from behind that church. I hope he doesn't take another. It looks like he's wanting to take another look again. I don't know. That seems rather silly to me. You just got hit for 500 something damage, and now you're going to try and poke again. That seems rather silly.
I agree. I think Team Fusion is a little bit at a loss here. I don't think Swollen was able to pinpoint where that shot came from, so they can't rely on his intelligence here in terms of where the enemy is, and they have to readjust. They have to look at this. We see some movement from Team Fusion. They're backing out towards the 5 line. All of their team is moving back towards their base and towards the 5 line.
Yeah, either they're going to push down that 5 line or they're going to go Delta Village. They're working on 5 minutes now, and this is about when we saw them start to make their move last time at the 5-minute mark. Again, now they're just gonna, I don't know if they're gonna turtle up and hope for a draw, or it looks like they're setting up in the same fashion that Friends of Marge did just in the last game. I don't think that these guys are gonna push on them like they think. I mean, I think those guys are content. They did some damage to that 62A. Oh, here they go. They're starting to make their move. They were just waiting for Jones to, they were waiting for Chevelle to get up and start pushing down this 5 line.
And once again, notice how well they're executing the push. Chevelle in front with the E100, most hit points. Let's get closer to the action here and switch to Plated. He's going towards the Delta Village, but we can see how he's supporting both teams right now. Chevelle leading the in the 100, and Talad and Bach in the 5 line. He's able to shoot that way, and he's able to support Swollen in the Delta Village in case there's something there.
Now you saw Chevelle slow down and go super slow right across this wide opening, making sure like he's basically being Mama Duck right now for the little T-57 ducklings driving across the open there. If he's going to take a shot, it might as well be him and let these T-57s who have got crucial hit points, because you need to keep those in the game just because of the DPM that these guys put out in the alpha that they do provide. So kind of neat. Swollen is making his way down the zero line. He's cutting in now. They're going to use him to hopefully get into that small village before their cap, maybe spot them out. I'm going to be willing to bet that those guys are either turtled up on the H1, maybe in the hold down position behind the ruins, behind the cap as well, just hoping to draw these guys in. I know they want to make this exciting, so I just hope they don't overcommit and do something that they're going to regret, you know, pushing it into someone's turtle. So there we go. There's some lights from...
Yep, there's the I-7 Swollen lighting him up and taking a shot at him. 328 hit point damage there from him. And let's look at Chevelle. Chevelle is actually pushing in now. They're being a bit more aggressive, taking the corner and lighting the enemy team. Both bounces from the Persian guys, and now Chevelle is still at 100%.
Yep, and what's going to happen here? This is going to be interesting. Oh, he's on fire. He's making... Called amber lamps. Oh, it looks like
Saboteur Prince is on fire. He didn't have a golden extinguisher.
No, not at all. But he was quick with the fingers to put that fire out.
Teams are exchanging shots right now. Swollen is still worried about the IS-7 that's in the windows, but he has shots downrange on the enemy team. Right now they're blind firing.
Right, and we're getting to about 2 minutes. They're going to have to make a push across this cap and get in there. What they're going to have to do is use Chevelle as a shield, get on the cap, and start putting cap pressure to make... There they go, just right on cue. Make them. Look at that. Oh, whoa, there's a big hit on the T-57 of Tala there, but that's okay. They're on the cap. They're going to force them to come back and play their game. This should be very interesting to watch.
Yep, we see already one IS-7 going down to 919 hit points. He has to back out, otherwise he would have been focus fired and tracked on that corner, and would have been easy target for the rest of the team here from Team Fusion. Team Fusion already at 54 and rising quickly. The entire team from Team Fusion is in the cap. Look at this, 70.
Boy, I don't know if these guys are going to get back. Here they come. They got to reset it once. There's one reset, but too late. Boom, he goes down.
Yep, still at 80. E100. Poking from... Nope. And that's going to be a cap.
That's it. Wow.
Look at this.
And he's leaking again. The guy's on fire. I think that's the same guy that caught on fire.
Yes, Saboteur Prince on fire again. Yes.
Second one, we talked about that. Wow.
Wow. What a game there. I didn't expect such a, I guess, not protecting your base can really, you know, bite you in the end.
Absolutely. That was interesting. Right on cue, when they realized the timer was at 2 minutes, they jumped on that cap and got it done. Almost like they read my mind. It was crazy. I think they knew they were so far away that they could draw them in. One thing that could have cost them is if they would have left those other tanks in that village for cross shots too. That might have been a better option. But they figured, why not confuse these guys? Probably throw everything on the cap. They're not sure who's got the most cap points. Who do we shoot? What do we hit? And, you know, they made them pay for it. Great match, though.
Yeah, great match. Just real quick, running through the battle here. We actually have 4 minutes and 50 seconds till next battle, so we're picking up pace. But real quick, running through the post-battle report: 1951 damage for Plated, much less damage this round. 1403 for Swollen, 1226 for Bachrocker, 744. Only one shot landed by Chevelle, and 4 shots fired, 3 penetrations by Talat, but only 653 damage. I guess he was finishing off the enemy tank there, the IS-7 that went down on the corner. Enemy team as well, Persian Army, sorry, I keep forgetting what the second is. So Persian Army, 1628, 1116, and 897, 404. Good damage output, but unfortunately they were too late, didn't protect the base, and that's something that you have to worry about. If you're going to overextend in a defensive posture, if you're not going to push somewhere, you absolutely have to control the base. Otherwise, you're gonna risk having an entire enemy team show up at your doorstep, and you're not going to have enough time to plan out your defense.
Absolutely, yeah. That definitely cost them for sure. They, they spread themselves out. They one thing that Fusion did though to confuse them a bit is they stacked up and they got Swollen lit. Though the other guys, I don't think were ever lit on that 3 road. I don't think they had tanks in there to light them. So when Swollen got lit and shot at, they basically said, okay, we know they're there. They're probably hard turtling. Let's go ahead and push down this line, and completely caught them by surprise. Because I think they were thinking, okay, they've got a 62 there. Their other tanks are going to be right with them. So if we can just sit here and make them come down and make them come into our line of fire, we got them, guys. And that did not work out for them so well. Great move by the great driving by Chevelle there. I think definitely taking the brunt of those hit points when he drove across. Those two T-57s kind of stayed behind him. Somebody got a really good shot. I think it was the E-100 shot right over the hull of Chevelle in his E-100 and hit Talit in the side for like 700 damage. So that was unfortunate, but great maneuver. I mean, these guys are moving really well together.
Yeah, just real quick, gonna look at the map here. So the enemy team kind of positioned all the way in this corner here in G3, and that's quite a bit far from the base, and only one I-7 protecting this area here, and that's not enough. You know, if you have a whole team coming down on you, you're not gonna last long, even in an I-7. And at a corner like that, I-7 really requires you to face forward towards the enemy to take advantage of that armor. He was just coming in and showing his broadside, which is a much easier target for the T-57s, E-100, and the T-62 to shoot at. So he went down real quick. Then when the enemy finally had the chance to come in from both sides like this into a pincer, it was too late. They let the cap go and didn't have enough maybe communication, enough recognition to know who has the most points out of the enemy team.
Yeah, and that's tough. I know I've been in that situation. I'm assuming you've been in that situation before, where you're just not sure who's got the most cap points, because they did kind of sneak in there really quick, and it was hard to tell. I mean, I think the two T-57s, Talit, and I wasn't sure which other 57 was in there with him, but Chevelle, those guys got in there first, and then Nemesis, I think it was Nemesis, came over, and Swollen got in the cap as well. So they were late to the dance, and which was really good for Team Fusion, because when those two IS-7s rounded that corner at the Juliet 2, they basically shot the guys that had the least amount of cap points. So really, the cap didn't go down that much. So it was kind of fortunate for them.
And if you're ever in that situation, you're always kind of forcing your shot as well. You don't have enough time. You're worried that the cap is gonna finally lock in, and that exclamation point jumps up. So that really puts a lot of pressure on the defenders to rush their shot. And if you rush a shot, a lot of times it's a bounce. On these tier 10 heavies, you got to make sure that you absolutely hit the weak spots, the tracks, whatever they're presenting you, but you have to do damage. That's why a lot of teams sometimes carry HE shells for those extra kind of crunch time situations to absolutely do damage. But here we are. We're in the final 7 seconds here left before going into Vengeful Thunder battle. Let's see if they show up. And they do show up. Awesome.
And they brought an Artie. We talked about this. We didn't think anyone would bring an Artie. Yay!
Great.
Cool.
Great. We get to see something interesting here. Vengeful Thunder bringing E100, Evo5, T57, Batchat, and GWE. Let's listen into Team Fusion.
I was thinking, yeah, we could do. No, we need to be offensive. They have Artie. We should just ram down their throats. Let's have 157.
Let's go.
2 100s come down to here. 57s hang back here, and then 157 on the corner.
I'll hang on the back end.
Okay. E100s are gonna do some scooting. We gotta be fast about this, so Artie's loaded.
I'm scared.
Insert Monto.
Hi-yo.
We're still alive, guys.
All the better. I love you, Lord Farquaad. I want children with you.
What?
So there you go, Team Fusion.
You got Plated Mega making some funnies there. They're having a good time, which is good. And you could hear them. They're running a different setup this time, though. We didn't catch that. The double E100s. They dropped the 62A, which I don't know is necessarily a great idea for them at this point because they're so heavy that this already may pay off. I mean, these guys could set up a nice perimeter and scout out with their bat chat and just drop bombs with that arty. But they are going to push the issue now. They, as you heard TT Jones say, "Hey, let's ram this down their throats." So here they go. They are aggressive. They are moving in right now.
Oh, and look at this.
Uh-oh.
Their base, Team Fusion's base, is already getting capped. That's 2 at least.
Cap. They could be in a lot of trouble here. They don't have that 62A. I don't think those 57s are going to be fast enough to get back to reset this cap. They could just get cap rushed.
Let's switch to Talad here. Talad, I think, is the closest to the base. Cap is already at 50. Wow, this is going fast. That's at least, what, 3 now?
Yep, he's got to make a shot here. There's one shot.
Clutch reset on the Batchat. Batchat takes a shot. Was too aggressive there, trying to light Talad, and Plated takes a shot on him.
And I think it's too little too late here. 4, 3 seconds, 2, and
wow.
He got tapped out. Good job. Wow.
Wow.
These guys.
Team Fusion takes a loss, goes down to, wow, I'm just speechless.
I would have never dropped that 62A to not light. They basically left that entire field wide open, so that this team could just do a cap rush on them.
Wow, Vengeful Thunder takes a game, very well executed. They pushed Delta Village, and that's the right thing to do. GW Type E. If you're gonna bring an arty to this map, you will wanna bias your game towards the east side, towards the map. Let's take a look here quickly on the map. We have more time. That game just was lightning quick. Vengeful Thunder with a lightning strike. Awesome game, Vengeful Thunder. Let's take a look at the map.
Yeah, let's take a look at the map and see what happened and see what we're talking about with what they did here. So let me throw some icons on here. These guys obviously came completely from the outside with their, let's see, yes, all their tanks. They drove up these lines like we talked about, the dotted lines, especially from the red side. They just drove straight up through there. And obviously Fusion got caught with their pants down all the way down to the church area with those slow T57s, E100s. They got caught all the way down there, could not turn around and get back. Now, had they brought that 62A, which I think is the better play, you need a fast scout. They could have ran him out here to do his normal route and gone, oh, hey, look, they're bringing everything up the outside, go back to base right now. And they would have turned around, come back, filled up that 4-5 line, and probably just, turn them into mincemeat.
And look at this, Vengeful Thunder, not even a single damage hit point. They received some damage, but not a single shot from their entire team, and they take a game from Team Fusion. That's possible in World of Tanks, and that's why this game is so great. It's dynamic. It's you don't need to fire a shot to win.
Nope. Cap fast.
And that's that's a tactical win for Vengeful Thunder. I think
it sure is. Yeah.
I think Fusion wants that one back, because if they were to get 5-on-5 against this team with one arty, that arty can only shoot once. That's why we saw TT Jones say, let's push on them, because that arty shoots once and now it's reloading, it's out of the game. You're playing 5-on-4. I don't think they saw it coming, and it paid Vengeful Thunder won. That's amazing.
Yeah, one of the things now, if we look at this, if you can pull up your challenge bracket, because we didn't have a chance to, because this happened so quick. Let me jump in game and make sure I'm in the next battle, so I don't get left out on this. But go ahead and talk about the bracket. Look at the top of the bracket now. It looks like there's almost a 3-way tie. Friends of Marge had a draw, so there's where that 1 point came into play with that draw.
Yeah, Friends of Marge is now on the top with 13 points. Cossacks with 12, with one loss against, who did they lose to? Friends of March. So they
Well, yeah,
lost.
there we go. So they did, yeah, Cossacks lost to Friends of March. Interesting turn of events here. Fusion cannot afford to lose another battle here because they have to beat Armored Outlaws and the Silly Face guys the Silly Face guys drew out with Friends of March. They're the guys, but they've been on a winning streak ever since. They beat Vengeful Thunder, who just beat Team Fusion. And again, it just goes to show you, Soviet, what happens when you don't pay attention to a lane of attack. I mean, you always have to scout out before you commit. I think it's unfortunate and a costly mistake that they didn't scout that out.
Yeah, what do you think caused them to change their lineup? Do you think they just after that last one they thought that they were a little too light on hit points, or?
I'm not sure. I'm a firm believer in just going with what works. Why change the lineup if it's not broken? Keep that fast mover so you've got some eyes. At least what you want to do on this map in particular is go out and at least get a quick spot out there. If you don't see anything, cool. Then you make your move and then you do what you need to do and you force your will on somebody. But Vengeful Thunder, good heads up by those guys, realizing that they're super slow, guessing that they, were driving through the city, which is a great guess on their
Yeah.
part. When they've got Artie, you got to think they're going to put that Artie out in the field because they can't put him in the city. He's not going to really do much damage, and put all their tanks with him. So, wow, interesting. I bet you, if I had to guess, I bet that GWE slowly went out to that 0 line and kind of set up on behind Delta Village on probably K0, J0.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's where you put an arty if you're gonna bring one. That's the most open area. You have the best shots, and you have cross shots into your base. Let's quickly go back into the map here and take a look at this. So if we were to put an arty right here, it has shots into this line in case you have to defend, and you can bring your guys back towards the towards your base from the 5 line. Keep lighting the enemy coming in from the west here, and your arty is working them. So absolutely, the right move to do if you're going to bring an arty, but a risky move, a very, it's a big gamble to bring an arty to this map with this many tanks. 5 tanks, it's not enough. You don't have enough advanced scouting, but Vengeful Thunder proves us all wrong, brings an arty.
Unbelievable. And they didn't even have to use the arty. That's the scary thing about it, is they didn't even have to put that arty into play. Team Fusion basically just shot themselves in the foot there. Let's go back in and see if they put their regular lineup back in. Yeah, hey, look at that. They brought the 62A back in. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea to bring double E100s and you got no speed to get back to the cap.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunate mistake. They've obviously learned from it. This Care Bear Stare team, this has got to be a little bit of concern for them because they did beat Vengeful Thunder, who just basically ran over Team Fusion and capped them out.
Yeah, definitely. Let's bring the bracket up here. Let's see if there's any new results. Usually battles take. Yeah, and it looks like there is new results. Look at this. So Cossacks take the first place. 15 points for them. Now, Friends of March are in second place with 13 points, and Team Fusion is down to third place. They're not even tied for second anymore. It's a slippery slope for them right now. They have to absolutely hope that they're gonna win the rest of these matches and take at least the second spot, right? So
yeah, and I think the interesting thing is, let's see. So Cossacks, they could potentially, if they win, they have to win every battle that they've got right now, and they have to. So Cossacks hasn't drawn out. They have to win every battle to even be tied with Cossacks. If they draw or if they lose one more battle, they're completely out of this, and they won't even make it out of the bracket. Now, if they tie, the tiebreakers, as I said, are going to be played tomorrow. So it would be a battle between Cossacks and against Team Fusion. And Fusion has not played Cossacks yet. Actually, that's a good point. Let's see. Team Fusion. Have they played Cossacks yet?
Not
no,
yet.
They haven't.
Not
so,
yet.
So they could go into first place if they beat Cossacks.
Yeah.
They could actually take for. So wow, this is going to be interesting. They'd better get their stuff together. Actually,
down
for this,
to the wire we go.
happen.
Down to
Down
the
to
wire
the
we
wire.
go. Yeah.
And a draw would be 1 point for both of those guys, so they remain tied. So it's going to be. Oh boy, this could be exciting.
But Team Weird Smiley Face is going to be able to, you know, put some salt on this a little bit, you know, kind of mix it up. If they win right now against either, you know, Team Fusion or who else do they have left fighting?
Team Smiley Face, I think, played. Yeah, they lost to Kozaks. They drew out to Friends of Marge, so they could go. Let's see, they got 3, 6,
They have
19 points there if they beat Fusion here. But again, I think that lineup that Fusion's got is a little bit better than what they
yeah.
tried to run this last
And
one.
I think now Team Fusion is going to kind of settle down a little bit, put that loss behind them. And it always takes a little bit of a kick, you know, to get you going. Maybe a little too loose, maybe a little not, you know, enjoying themselves, not, you know, thinking it through and forgetting about that possibility of getting capped out down the 5 line cost them the game.
It'd be interesting to know why they brought it, why they thought bringing another E100 would be something you'd want to try at this point, especially just trying to get out of the group stage. I mean, when you would want to try something like that is when you're up 2-0 on a team when you're in the playoff. If you're up 2-0 and you want to try something else, or try it in a training room. You know, there's plenty of teams out there that love to scrim. So, you know, you got a whole clan of 100 people that you could try too. Rather costly decision. Interesting. I'm just baffled right now. I'm not sure why they did that.
I wonder if, you know, they maybe swollen a little bit, felt out of place with that T62A. Remember, he took some shots and
I don't know. He did a great job though. I mean, he pushed all the way down. He provided them with great lights. So
I agree.
I don't know.
I don't know what caused them. Maybe we'll interview them after this. See what, you know, what caused that change. We'll see.
All right, yeah, that'd be pretty good to see what, you know, what they were thinking, and hopefully they could keep it PG. I'm sure they're pretty upset about it, but like you said,
well, yeah, let's see how this works out. You know, we don't want to.
Right. We don't want to irritate them in the middle of a tourney. That just,
yes.
Yeah, so maybe after this is all said and done, we can get a quick interview with these guys and see what they were thinking.
Definitely. So we're down to 1 minute, and we're going up against the weird smiley face versus Team Fusion here in the Group 4 qualifiers of Battle of Berlin.
Something interesting, and maybe this got into their heads a little bit, but they didn't do their ready down at 2 minutes like they normally do. So maybe something's going on with the team. I hope not. You know, that to me, that's what separates a lot of teams. You know, okay teams, bad teams, middle of the road, and top tier teams. Top tier teams can go, you know what? Let's put that behind us. Let's just move forward right now at this point. You know, a lot of teams will sit there and harp on their loss. I know I do it in my head sometimes, like, what could have done? You know what? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is you've got to play balls to the wall and go forward and just push through. So we're down to about 10 seconds here. Be interesting to see the mood once we hop in here and see what the attitude is of Team Fusion starting out and see if they feel defeated. So here we go.
Yep, and we'll definitely listen into them. Smiley Faces bring E100, T57, 2 batches E4. That's a quick lineup. Let's listen in.
We are live.
Be extremely careful, Conflict.
We're not leaving Conflict cheesy. I don't think we should leave them to scout town with nothing. It's obviously they watched the stream.
Right, those 2 bats are probably gonna go together to try to
we can
surprise buttsex.
We can cop block this by setting up here with 57s while watching you. Nem, can you go long?
I am the best bait.
All T57's going up there.
Yeah.
Better watch my butt. This could get ugly fast if
Yeah.
Well, they still have to load, so I got a few seconds of opportunity to not derp.
Use buildings.
It's brought to you by Lipton Tea, calming the nerves.
So there we go. We are off Team Fusion's TeamSpeak. So their Conflict is still doing that advanced light in the Delta Village, and that's right, the right choice. 250 two bat chants. That is definitely a possibility of a rush down the field. Team Fusion setting up very defensively around the 5 line and the 6 line.
Yeah, I'm not. They talked about, leaving conflict out to dry with that 62 in the village, running up there and lighting it. Now they've got Nem coming back. Now, interesting, conflict's still kind of driving around in the field a little bit. I don't necessarily think that's a great idea if they've got those 2 bat chats. I mean, they may have waited, like Jones said, oh, they're not even loaded yet. Well, they may have sat back, waited till they're loaded, and said, let's go to the village now that we're completely loaded, and they can swarm conflict and nail him. I mean, they will outrun him, dump their clips, get him out. They'll be down a tank. See, they're separating him and leaving him out there. Risky move. Risky move.
Well, Team Fusion is moving back into the city with their heavy tanks. Conflict stays in the field, and we'll keep an eye on him. But right now, they're checking the 3 line and coming towards the fountain here.
Yeah, I don't know how long they want to keep conflict out there, and I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to leave him alone. I would personally, I'd bring him back in now because you're set up, and if they do rush down that 0 line, what are they going to do? They're going to come in and get behind you and get on cap, and you're going to turn around and blast, bat chats. They got to remember that E4 is not very fast. It doesn't have full turret rotation. They've got an E100 that's super slow. The 57 is slow, so. Interesting. I just would not risk losing a 62A by himself, because if those bat chats see that, they will pounce all over it. At least I would, for sure. They're kind of wiggling around in the city, just making some, trying to figure out where these guys are. Here goes conflict. Ooh, he's going with a light. He's coming back. Don't know if he got lit or not. Interesting. I mean, that E4 could be sitting up in that 6-7, and if he would have poked over and got lit, that guy could have absolutely blasted him for about 900 to 1,000 damage.
Let's see, TT Jones poking the map there, poking at F9, A8 sector, so maybe they are camping with the E4, holding the field, and bat chats are waiting for a flex from Team SAS, or weird smiley face. Let's look at TT Jones now. They're still sitting here, very defensive, in a very defensive posture here. Nemesis on the church here. Let's quickly take a look at from the fountain side. You can see how they're holding this entire sector here. If anything drives out right now, it will go down real quick. 3 T-57s looking at it.
Right, now maybe they're trying to bait Fusion in and get them to come in, commit on cap, and then they'll rush those bat chats to cap and just cap them out, which they're going to have to be very well aware of. So conflict, I bet, is going to come up that H1 line, see if he can get some lights, poke around, figure out where they are, and maybe they all push in again. Now these guys could be set up with a heavy camp, again, with those bat chats waiting on that 5 line to just rush down and go out cap them.
Yep.
That would be completely unfortunate, but they've got to be careful here. I'm not sure how into the bracket they are right now, but if they're paying attention, they know that they need a win here against these guys.
Here we see conflict poking the corner very cautiously, but here it comes an aggressive poke. I don't think he's getting lit, so he's able to risk it like this. He's actually turning around. No, he keeps going.
I think he was going to turn around, and Jones told him to push to the fountain.
Yeah,
so
looks like the entire Team Fusion team is pushing up. Oh, there goes E4 is lit. That gives them a lot of intelligence right now on the enemy team.
Absolutely. That E4 is up there. Now here's what I was thinking. Now they know if Fusion pushes up, they may be able to sneak those bat chats behind them and get on cap, and then conflict goes back to reset and gets unloaded on by oh, they lit the T-57 at the cap now, so we do not know where the bat chats are. We know where the E4 is.
I'm here looking at TT Jones now. Look at this. Another E100 lit, so they know a lot of the enemy team's composition now. And TT Jones places a very nice shot there. Takes out 788 hit points out of that E100 Underworld. Underworld King goes down to 1922 hit points.
Now, here's what they're going to have to be careful of. If they start pushing on these guys, those bat chats are going to go cap them out. I can guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Watch this. So Conflict's trying to engage in E4, probably not the smartest thing to do. They should be sending him back to cap right now because they have not spotted those bad chats.
They're actually running a pincer. TT Jones is, oh nope, never mind. They absolutely nuke the E4. E4 goes down real quick. TT Jones engaging the E100 and T57. The two bad chats still unaccounted for. Where are they?
We have no idea. My guess is they're rushing to the cap right now to cap them out. Now these guys have to get on cap right here because, like I said, oh, here comes a bad chat. They're not going for the cap. They're sending one bad chat back up the middle, up the delta. Here comes the other bad chat.
So
they're going to try and flank in.
Yeah, they a little too late for them. Look at this. They're coming in behind Team Fusion. C57's running in, gonna finish off Bachrocker. Bachrocker is down to 180. No, Bachrocker's fighting back. Meanwhile, this fight is going poorly for Team Smiley Face. And yep, there goes one batch. This is it. Team
Look at
Fusion.
That. Wow.
Team Fusion is gonna secure another win here.
That was incredible. I thought those bad chats were just gonna race in and go try to cap them out, and they could have probably easily done that.
Yep. Miss.
Conflict. I know we were kind of focusing on the main action, but Conflict actually had an incredible poking shot on a bad chat that was trying to get back, hit him in the track, tracked him out in the middle of the road to slow him down from getting there. Great play. Again, capitalizing on that, they got very fortunate there that those two bad chats didn't go try to cap them out.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a miscommunication on the Team Smiley Face's side. They should have. That seems to be like the right thing to do there. That fight was lasting quite a bit. They would have been able to put a lot of pressure. At least they would have taken out Conflict. Conflict would have went back, but that's one take against two bad chats. They would have been able to drop it. Let's quickly take a look at the results here. 2807 damage for TT Jones. Very nice. 5 shots, 1 miss, 4 out of 4. 2610 for Talad, 8 for 8, 1 bounce there. And 2057 for Nemesis, 7 for 7, 1 bounce. Conflict coming in at 1986 and Bachrocker 986. Very well done. Let's look at the enemy team real quick here. 1844 for E4. Only 3 shots. You can see that, tank destroyer reload time coming in. Into play there. It takes a while. T57 1646, he was able to actually reload once, but poor shooting on his part. 2 missed shots completely and 1 non-pen. And bad chats, of course, a little late to the party, not able to realize their potential. Let's yeah,
it looks like FMSF did get in there and get in, and looks like he got a good clip off before he went down. So very interesting move by them. I would have almost pushed all the way back and or just drove those bat chats to cap, because one, who knows if Conflict would have been able to make the judgment call if they would have said Conflict go back, and if he would have A, made it there in time, B,
survived.
Survived, at least just getting off 1 shot. Who knows? I mean, he could have been tracked, and then, who knows what would have happened. But, a fortunate, depending on whose side you're on, chain of events. Unfortunate for SAS, or the crazy smiley faces, Soviets calling them, or the Care Bear stare. We're not sure what they are.
I'm just calling it as I see it. That's a weird smiley face to me. And let's quickly take a look at the bracket. So Team Fusion is now tied with Cossacks for first place, 15 points apiece. This is going to come down to the last battle in the bracket to decide, because they're not facing off against each other until the last battle. Right now, up next is Armored Outlaws against Team Fusion. So yeah, this looks like that last battle is going to decide whether it's going to be well, let's see. Cossacks have a bye right now, so there's only 1 battle left for them, while Team Fusion is going to be able to go up to 18 points after this if they win against Armored Outlaws. That's 18, and then if they beat Cossacks, they go up to 21 and become the absolute winners of the group. Or if they lose to Cossacks, that's 18 apiece, and that's a tie, and they have to go into the tiebreaker tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna come down to the wire. It looks like with that last game. I'm really excited for this. We started out rough with those technicals and technical wins, but man, as the action picked up, this is great. Caleb just messaged me in Skype and said, gave me a little non-NDA now that there will be definitely a pro league in North America, a real, true pro league. I'm assuming it's going to be modeled after the Golden League, if you're familiar with that in Russia, which is a really exciting league. It's going to be casted, it's going to be produced, and so that's really cool. He said, "Hey, Bar, I just want to let you know there will be a pro league in NA, and that is public, not
That
NDA."
is awesome news. Thank you very much, Caleb. There you have it. Some insider information from Barroom and Lord Farquaad. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm excited about this because this is something that we've been looking forward to. We've been playing this game for so long, and this is our next level, and we want to take it. Take it there. So I'm excited. Can't wait to more
Yeah.
news. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'm really excited that it's going to get casted. Now, going back to that though, you could hear at the start of the match, Jones say, "Oh, it looks like they watched the stream. They know what we're going to do." Again, that's one of the unfortunate things about live streaming and playing the metagame. And you could see that it got into their heads a little bit that maybe these guys were watching the stream. They're going to wait for conflict to go out there and get isolated. So they did adapt their gameplay to it. Fortunately for them, it did work out. I mean, they pushed everything to the outside. They protected conflict while he ran the circles around in the field, and then they brought him back in, and then they did their push. So
Absolutely.
it's interesting. It's interesting.
But one thing to remember, though, it is 10 minutes delayed, so it's hard for, they kind of at the same time gave the enemy team a definite sign going slower. When you see those WE100s, you're like, wow, this team is slow. So it's possible to give that, to read each other based on the teams you see. So yeah, that meta game, it keeps going. It keeps evolving. Do I know that he knows that I know that he knows? So it becomes such a big chain that it's a lot of pressure on those who are calling it. But at the same time, I always say whenever we get into it, keep it simple. And then there's another word. So just keep it simple, and you get to it. Get to the point. Do it. Don't try to be too pretty. If you try to be too pretty with tanks, they don't like being pretty.
No, no,
So
no, no. And one of the things that one of the terms that we use in clan wars and in tourney teams, and I know Fulcrum uses it as well, is get big. And what that means is get your butt in there no matter what. Share the damage, make your shots, make these guys pay skill for skill. Let's put our guys, let's put faith in our guys that we can outshoot, out DPS, out damage these guys, set them on fire, and crush them. Get big. That means just get in there and don't sit back and don't let your friend take damage. Get in there, absorb some shots, and that can make or break a team. We've seen teams not get big when it's crucial, and it's cost them. So we're just about
absolutely.
down to 30 seconds here, and I know Soviet, when you're told to get big, I've been on teams with you. We absolutely just get it done and get in there and do what you trust the battle caller, you trust your captain to tell you what to do, and just get in
Yep.
there and get her done.
Let's come back to that topic after this. So we're going back into the battle here. Let's see what happens. Armored Outlaws coming up. Let's tune into TeamSpeak right off the bat.
Oh boy.
I know why they lost.
This is awkward.
Wanna run field on these guys right away?
Take it away.
That's what I was feeling. So, have them go long.
Time to roll out.
I got Damon. We're doing the 3-2.
We're gonna go up to 6, and then the other guys go up to 0.
Just be careful you don't run into all them TDs right on that corner.
Yes.
And let
So there we have it. The plan is to push them, and that could be risky. I mean, they could suffer quite a bit of losses there with those TDs, 4 TDs shooting at one target. They'll definitely take it down, but those TDs reload quite a bit. So if you swarm them, that's a viable strategy against TDs.
Yeah, and it looks like these guys are they're down a tank too. I mean, they've got. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but they've only got 40 or not points, but 4 tanks where they're allowed 5. So interesting. They've got, what they could almost do here is burn the E100, drive him in, let those E4s waste their shots. They've got like a 30-second reload or something silly like that. The 62A and the 57s get in there, pick a target, nuke them, back away while these guys are reloading. Look at this. They're setting up, just like we talked about. Precision movements, guys. Really cool to see.
There's the light. There's the first light. The E4 is already lit. The zero line Swollen and Swollen and Nemesis are already established there. Now
Bachrocker I don't know if you noticed that Bachrocker just took a huge hit, took him down to 61% from that E4 that was on the corner. Bachrocker completely out of position. I don't know why he would drive up in those ruins and try to spot. That's being silly right there. They even said it, hey, watch out for the E4 on the corner, like Nemesis said, and Bach pulled up and took one right to the face.
Yep, there's Bachrocker. We saw him just there in the corner, already hurting. 1377 hit points left out of 2250. They're just waiting. TT Jones and Plated are waiting for the flank to be established by Swollen and Nemesis. Let's see what happens here. I guess they will try to make the TDs turn towards the zero line and then come in with the push with TT Jones and Plated.
You see that they're relocating Bachrocker right now to get up into the Delta Village that we talked about. That's the D0 area. They're going to use a 3-tank. Maybe he's going to get up in the... Nope, they're pulling him back now. They originally called him to go up there. He's driving back and forth. Maybe he got lit. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a confusion. I think they're trying to establish a different angle of attack for Bach. Since he's damaged already, he's not going to go in into the brawl, and they can afford that. As you said, they're down 1 tank already. Armored Outlaws are down 1 tank, so they have a numerical advantage, and they want to keep it that way.
Yeah, and it looks like Jones is pinging the Alpha 7 area, so they think they've probably got another, either he's calling for Nemesis to get to that area with Bachrocker, or they think that there is a TD set up there, which if there was, I would think that Jones would be lit right now and he would just be punishing him from the side. They're pinging all over for Conflict to go back through the city and maybe get a light on them. Oh, excuse me, Swollen.
Yep.
Sorry.
Swollen is back, going back to the base, making sure that they're not pushing. I guess they do not want to get capped out by TDs this time. And that's good. They're making sure that they can progress and engage that E4 that was in the corner.
Again, learning from their mistakes from last time. Don't overcommit without knowing. And now they're going to start moving in, and Swollen's going to be fast enough to catch up with the pack. He's going to be able to get in there. Here we go.
Here's another E4. TT Jones taking aim.
And that E4 backed away smartly. They know where they're coming from now, so it's going to be very important for Nemesis and Bachrocker to get in there and start putting some pressure on them. So, like I said, they're going to put that E100 in there, hopefully to be a damage sponge. Here goes Swollen up the middle. So they're turning their turrets, or their hulls in this instance because of those TDs, to turn towards a 5-6 push, and maybe Swollen can get in there and do some damage from the rear. Here goes that E4. He's driving out. He is...
both misses.
Killing Gophers. Another miss.
Jones going down 765. Zero line. TT Jones poking the zero line. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Keep pushing. Nemesis, here he is, going down the zero line, pushing the red line. Swollen, meanwhile, is going down the 3 line. Let's look at him real quick. He's going to push deeper into the city, establish a flank on the TDs, and I guess try to discover the rest of the team, just so that Team Fusion can, plan the next move here.
Right, they're just going to get picked apart if they keep sitting there, letting these E4s just do shots on them. So here goes the T-57s like we talked about. They're going to get in there, and they're definitely going to nuke out that E4. Now, how much damage are they going to take trying to do that? There we go. Swollen's got a light on the cap. There's another E4, another E4, 3 E4s at their cap all turtled up. Where's the E3? Where is he at? I bet you Swollen's going to light him here.
T-57, Nemesis, and Bachrocker are exchanging shots with this E4 here. E4 is down to 790, 393. He's going to go down. There he goes. Bachrocker takes him out. Next up is E3. You see, they lit him beyond the cap, so he's way defensive there. Now it's just up to TT Jones and Plated.
Yeah, Swollen's making him nervous by sitting there. Now you see that E3 just backed up. Swollen's kind of turning around.
Nemesis and Bachrock are taking shots on the E3. E3's down to 11, 800. 34, he's going to go down. Oh, no.
34 hit points. Oh, there he goes. Okay.
Yeah, there he goes. I guess TT Jones was able to finish him off.
Look at
now,
this. Swollen's got rear shots. Oh, he's not taking them. He had rear shots on that last E4 that's sitting on the corner. I think he's trying to get the other one out at this point. Interesting.
Now Nemesis and Bachrock are going to be able to take this E4 apart. That's going to be game over for Armored Outlaws. And we can see here Plated Mega going in against the E4. E4 with a 180 turn radius on that turret. He can't really... Oh, look at this. He's positioned. He can face either way. He takes a shot on Plated, but that's going to be too little too late.
Too little too late, yeah. And he's face-hugging that... he's face-hugging Plated on the the T-57. Good games from Armored Outlaws. For being down a tank, I mean, they definitely had to turtle up there. They were down a tank, down a tier 10, a lot of hit points. They were like, okay, well, let's just bring all TDs and set up defensively. And a good team will pick that apart all day long.
Let's quickly take a look at the battle report here. 1694 damage for that E4. Von Licken 77. 2 shots. Look at that. That's a lot of damage in 2 shots. That E4 is a deadly weapon if you let it shoot. So 873 for Silver Bullet and 778. So each TD, I mean, paying off, bringing TDs, you know, they did their damage, but of course not, you know, they can't fire fast. They just can't you know, they can't hold back the enemy. So 3367 for Nemesis, very nice. 2 missed shots, 1 non-pen, but very, very nice damage there. 1429 for TT Jones, 1277 for Swollen, Bachrocker 1100, and 877 for Plated Mega. 7 shots, 2 misses there, and 2 non-pens. But should the zero line have pushed a little earlier, that would have been a much, you know, different game. That would have, you know, they wouldn't have lost that many hit points. A little bit of hesitation, but at the same time, they were playing safely to make sure that they don't get kept out by sending Swollen back towards the cap to check and make sure that they're not getting flanked.
And here we go, Soviet, with the final match of the night. And this is to take the bracket. This is to absolutely... Listen, if they draw her out here, let's see, Friends of Marge still has Vengeful Thunder to beat. If Friends of Marge beats Vengeful Thunder, they'll be at 19 points. And, ooh, interesting. So wait a minute. How is this going to work out? Cossacks has lost twice.
So, yeah, if...
Oh, this is Armored Outlaws. It hasn't updated yet. That's what my problem is. Sorry.
Wow, Cossacks lost to Armored Outlaw.
Yeah, they lost. They must have drove in and got...
and Friends of March. So
Fusion's on top now with 18 points. But if Cossacks beats them here, they're tied for the top spot. Actually, Friends of Marge, if they beat Vengeful Thunder, will take this bracket.
Right, they'll be at 19 points, and Cossacks with Team Fusion will be tied for second place with 18 points each. Quite a turn of events.
Yeah, so this is do or die for Fusion here. They can't draw this out because they could potentially lose this bracket if Friends of Marge comes through and beats Vengeful Thunder. Oh boy, it's gonna come down to the wire. They really need to beat these Cossacks guys. If they do, they've sealed up the bracket. So interesting.
And we're 4 minutes and 30 seconds away from that. Quite an evening, though. Quite an evening. It's been a lot of fun. I thought we start off a little slow, of course, with the technicals. Something that we can't predict. Well, one technical and then one man show. That's not much of a show. But it has picked up, and you can see that any tournament can flip things on you. You have to be always prepared for these events where one loss can take you out completely.
Yeah,
So
one loss, one bad move, one bad decision can take you out completely, and especially I bet you Fusion's like, man, I wish if they would have if they could have that game back. Who knows? I mean, maybe Vengeful Thunder could have beat them straight up, but I think with the firepower that Fusion had, if they had sat back and we were able to engage them on the cap, it would have been an easy win for them. So again, that's got to be sitting in the back of their heads right now. Is hey, we gave up an easy win. They brought Artie. We had the hit points. We could have pushed the issue, but man, I bet they want that game back because they would be sitting pretty right now, and they could. Then now here's where they could have fun with their lineup, but now they have to play their straight up lineup and
and
get it done.
I'm glad it turned out that way. It showcases the game very well. For those of you that are watching, this is really kind of what esports is about in tanks. It's a very dynamic game. Anything can change. One bad call, and all of a sudden you're not the top dog, so to speak, here. So, yeah, we see the bracket now. This match coming down in 3 minutes is going to decide who is going to take this bracket and go into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, here's the pressure situation. Now, if I was on this team, here's where I'd start to get a little nervous, get the adrenaline going a little bit. And it's hard to describe to people that don't play video games. But I like to describe it as, you're getting pumped up if you play real sports. I play basketball, I play volleyball, stuff like that. I get pumped up for those games as well. Us internet nerds that play these internet tanks, we get a little pumped up too. So, some more than others. And I think it's great. And there you go. You see the ready down really quick by Team Fusion there. They did their ready down, I think a little bit too early. Maybe we'll see it again at the 2 minute. No, they did it early. So
Great tool, great thing to do there. Ready down and make sure that everybody's there. And of course, you can see that they were on point and doing it really quick. But let's look at their lineup. T52, three T57s, four Team Fusion, one E100 T62A. So they're deciding to stick with that lineup. That change cost them that game, and I'm sure that they're regretting it. So they're gonna stick to that winning formula.
yeah, I would think so. It's always good to have that fast medium driving around. Swollen in that last match, I mean, you could see it was crucial. He drove all the way through the middle, slowly lighting, drove up through the fountain, slowly lighting, came in, saw that, indeed all of their tanks are there. They didn't send a rogue TD back to or down to cap them out. They did in fact leave all their tanks there, and then Swollen kind of, excuse me, snaked his way into town and got that done.
Yep. Yeah. Well, 56 seconds here. Let's switch back into tanks and get ready for this one. This one is going to be good.
Yeah, I hope we can. Let me see if I can talk with these guys and maybe get a little interview with them after the battle. So maybe we can see, what they were thinking, because curious minds want to know what was going on. We're just down to about 30 seconds here. I'm gonna
Let's
talk to these guys a little bit and see if they're up for that. I don't know if they'll be paying attention or not, but I'll definitely put it in their chat.
Alrighty. So 20 seconds and ticking. Cossacks versus Team Fusion to decide the Group 4 leader for these qualifiers. Battle of Berlin on Runeberg. Here it comes.
I can almost cut the tension with a baby seal. No. All right. Looks like Kozaks is bringing E100, 250 T57s, Batchat, and an E4. That's a great lineup. That is
Yep.
a lot of
Let's
damage there.
let's listen in.
Oh, Jones. You're looking
What?
right at him when he popped you.
So confused.
Game up.
Fuck, translate.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do a
Let's
defensive
get this
setup
show on the road.
for the start.
I got the church.
Just cautious of the bat conflict. This guy is aggressive. He will pounce on you.
Yeah, roger that. Going, you know what, I'm gonna stop for a sniper shot here on him.
So there we go. Conflict is kind of camping this bush here. Oh, there's the bad shot, but where's the shot? Where's the shot? Nope, no shot there. The Archangel from Kozak hides behind the ridge, and this is going to become a kind of a scout battle.
Yeah, I think so too. And the interesting thing is that T62A, for those that are unfamiliar, it's got such a low profile and a high camo value that you can almost guarantee that that conflict didn't get lit. And maybe that's why he didn't fire that shot. He didn't. Whoa, here they come. They're coming down the end.
Ooh.
There's
Yeah,
the
quite a
T-
push.
impressive.
Quite a push. Altair 777 is pushing in T57 down the 5 line. That means their entire team is here. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be a quite a battle here, quite a brawl. TT Jones already coming back. Nemesis and Plated Mega and Talent are repositioning in the back. This is where it's going to happen, on this corner.
Yeah, this could be interesting. That could really be just one 57.
It could, but it would be very risky. Oh, here's the E100. So Feldspar 78 is already here on the corner. They're exchanging shots. Ooh, Conflict is engaged with a bad
Conflict is
shot.
engaging. Yep. He just bounced a shot. Oh, wow. This is going to be a great battle between Conflict and this Bat Chat. If they can get this Bat Chat out and isolated, they're going to be really good. The Bat Chat took 2 shots so far. He bounced 1.
Conflict has to be careful. He's the T57 heavy, and the E4 might be looking. Oh, there he goes.
It could break.
That's a T57 shot, so that's 1 shot out of him. E100 is also poking.
Their T57s are looking like they're going to wait them out. Oh, here they go. They're shooting from the ruins back there.
Yep, Talent
Getting
and
great shots.
yeah, look at this. Talent shooting through this window here. TT Jones is gonna poke here, and ooh, take a lot of damage there from I think that was the E4.
And down goes
Ooh.
Conflict. That's
Conflict
bad.
went down. Bad Chat probably reloaded in that time and took him down. Now this is quite a battle. That Bad Chat is an issue for Team Fusion.
Right, they put in some damage there, but that Bat Chat, what you could bet that these guys are probably going to do is pull him out of there completely and maybe flank through the city and try and get them out. I don't know. They're in a complete turtle right now. They did not take advantage of that Bat Chat being there, and Conflict backed right out into the line of fire and took an unnecessary shot, and he did not get a lot of damage onto that Bat Chat. That Bat Chat, great driver there. I bet Talad right now is reloaded. He's looking, he's shooting, and
There's the shot.
Yep, missed.
Looks like it's a track. Another shot coming in, missed. We're top down on these guys. Feldspar, E100, bounce. T57, Altair,
And a miss.
Sin 10. They're all looking towards those windows, but that's a disadvantageous position to push. 2 T57s looking at you. That's very difficult to push. TT Jones and Nemesis are already repositioning. We can see them in the distance there. TT Jones is down to 1762, so he has to be careful. He takes a very haul down approach. Let's switch to him here. There he is. He's hauled down behind his berm. Let's look at Talad again. He is lighting these guys up, but unable to place shots. So the further you are from the action, it's harder to place shots on tier 10s. You know, you really have to go for the weak spots, and if you can't at that distance, it's very hard to do damage effectively.
Interesting movement going on in the town. Looks like they're either gonna come around and play hard turtle on that J2, or they're expecting that Bat Chat to maybe come through the city and try to flank them. We're only spotting 3 tanks there, so there's an E100, an E4, and a 57. Now what I'm thinking is maybe they're sending the Bat Chat and the 57 back because they haven't spotted that other 57 in a while. Maybe to come around and try to flank them and then push the issue. Yeah, see, they're pinging the middle of the road, so I think they're thinking that that's where they're going to come through. They could be backing completely out. Talad is now bouncing back and forth, trying to get those lights. These guys are probably going to take a different angle of attack on them. which makes sense. I mean, they're feeling around. They see they're hard turtled. Unfortunately, they got caught in a bad position. Oh, Talad's going to light them up again. So now we see just the E100 and the E4. So maybe they sent back two. Here we go.
There he is. There he is. Just as expected. So now Kozak is separated. And TT Jones and Team Fusion expected this. They're taking shots at the T-57s. They have to back up. They are not in a good position here. Look at this. Another shot coming in from Plated. Plated using the windows here. Very split is Kozak. Meanwhile, E100 from Kozak is going down. Lots of stuff going on here.
Talad just dumped a whole clip into both the E4 and the E100. They know he's clipping. They're driving across. Talad needs to light them again here, and here he goes. He's going to light them up. Oh, there we go. And they're trying to collapse on them. And I think this is, if Talad is smart here,
he's going to come in from the back.
He can, but that bat chat's still unlit. So if Talad drives across the open here, that bat chat could still be in that little village over there and just tear him up.
That's true. That's true. We forgot completely about the bat chat. Bat chat has not been lit yet. Oh, there he is. There he is. And he goes down. Wow. Nemesis takes him out with a T-57. Oh, like he wasn't there. Another T-57. Banu Toot is going down. Sin 10 takes a shot. Bounces, I think, or was it a hit on Nemesis?
And Talad is now taking advantage of, okay, the bat chat's not over, gonna shoot me in the side anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and get in and flank these guys.
Right, yeah, let's take a look at that. Talad is pushing in. Oh, he stops.
I don't know what he's doing. He needs to go. These guys could
I think they're waiting for a reload. I think they're waiting for a reload.
Okay.
I think
oh, here we go.
Nemesis, ooh, he takes down the E100.
That was a quick shot by him. So now he's going to back up at the E4. They got two T-57s. They're waiting for these. Looks like Talad was waiting for Nem to get in there with them. They need to share some hit points here. And that E4 is looking at them. There's one shot by Nem. Nem takes a hit. That E4 is going to be about 30 seconds to reload.
TT Jones is going to push in.
Absolutely.
This is going to be it for the E4. T-57s are going to probably... No, look at this. Bouncing on the E100. Nemesis finishes off the E4. Wow, these 57s are not having a good time penning E100. TT Jones doing a nice job angling his armor. That's it. Those T-57s are probably down to 1 or 2 shots each in the clip. There's one. That's probably
they've got to get in there, though, really quickly, because these 57s could run away and draw this thing out. I mean, they got 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I hope they don't.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they are. T-57 Talad is coming in to finish them off. They are reloading, and they're making it very obvious. That's it. One down. And that's it.
Boom, that's it. Wow, great match.
Nemesis finishes it off. Wow, great game by Cossacks and Team Fusion. Good recognition, good tactical play there. Splitting up the team, rejoining the team, splitting up again, and pincering the enemy E4 and E100. And that's game there. Very well done. Team Fusion takes the lead in this bracket and is going to head off into the playoffs. Real quick, let me run down through the numbers. 46-19 for Talad. Very nicely done. He was in that window doing all that shooting. Only 2 missed shots, 2 non-pens. Very nice. 21-51 for TT Jones. 2022 for Nemesis. 15-56 for Plated Mega. Conflict did not have a very good game here. Got nuked by the T-57 and the bat chat. That was a tough game. And real quick, running through the enemy team, E4 doing 27-61 damage. That's surprising. I didn't think that he was able to shoot that much, but that's 5 shots, only 3 hits. Should he have hit those two other shots, Team Fusion would have been down at least 1 tank, I guess, based on that damage. 1563 for Altair, 1553 for Archangel. In that bat chat, very well played, 5 out of 5, but he got nuked in the end. And Banu Toot, 444, but only 2 pens, 884 damage. What do you think, Bar?
I think they got caught. I think Kozaks was very aggressive. Conflict did spot them. It was unfortunate that Conflict went down and they got forced into a turtle, losing that tank. If Conflict had put a little bit more work into that bat chat and maybe brought him down to 1 shot, I think it would have been a little bit different and you wouldn't have seen Fusion kind of turtling up like that. But they got caught at their cap. You know, let's get into a defensive position, and Kozaks came down and pushed it. It was super aggressive. A lot of the Russian teams, as we know, are really aggressive. They don't like camping. Most of them don't. And they came in to force their will. Unfortunately for them, Talid had an incredible game sitting on that windowed ruin area, just exposing his turret with that 57. Bounced a couple shots, got in a few really good shots, as we saw with his 4,600 damage. And now jumping out and looking at the bracket, Team Fusion does come back and take that bracket. They did take the bracket with 21 points. All the matches are over. Had Friends of Marge not drew out, they would have been tied in the top against Team Fusion, and they would have had to have a playoff. Just going through these brackets really quickly, we'll be talking with other teams and trying to get in and see if we can get some permission to cast them. Looks like River of Blood took their bracket, Simp took theirs. I'm just checking really quick, guys, to see if there's any ties or yes, there is. In bracket 7, there's a tie with Havoc and 2Pack 2 Furious, 21-21. Let's see, let's go down these other brackets. There's another tie in group 10, Fate's Chosen with One Hit Wonders. One more tie in group 11. Another tie in 13. Wow, a lot of ties as we get down this bracket. So it looks like there's 4 ties. So there will be a definite runoff tomorrow, which will give us the time to try and ask some of these other teams if we can cast them. And we'll be back again live. It looks like the Fusion team has agreed to an interview. So whenever you're ready, Soviet, if you want to transition over into there, and we can talk to these guys and see what was going on.
All right, let's go jump right into it, guys. So interview with Team Fusion. Right off their win off in their bracket. Let me go back and show the bracket here real quick. 1 second. Group 4 it was. So here's their bracket. A solid, well, an interesting performance by Team Fusion. And here we go into TeamSpeak.
Microphone activated.
Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, so
Hello.
just a quick question for you guys. Thanks a lot for letting us cast this again. Bar, I'm sure you have a bunch of questions, but my main question was, what triggered that change going for the double E100 in that match where the enemy team brings a much quicker team and goes city and caps you guys out?
I think it was just to try something different, change it up a little bit, just to see what happens.
So nothing like...
Mainly for the lulls.
I see. Well, I was thinking that, you know, Swollen ran that 62A, the battle before, and that maybe you had issues lighting initially. I saw Swollen took a 500 hit point hit there at the fountain, and then after that game you guys decide. But okay, well, fair enough. Going heavier, and of course that was quite a battle there.
We had conversed quite a bit before the game, leading up to that one, about making a lineup change, just throw something different up there, being of course that it is on live stream and all that. You know, just shake it up a little bit and see if we could throw something different. And you know, that was a concern, the cap out and whatnot, but we figured we'd end up pushing right into the teeth of them, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But hey, what are you gonna do? Stuff happens, and it is what it is.
So some interesting tactics. Really cool to see you guys set up. It looks like you had a really good game plan going into most of your matches. You know, with the with the stream, you know, we talked a little bit about maybe some other teams were checking out your strategy. It looks like you guys didn't play too much into the metagame of what a team saw or what they were going to do or anything like that. You kind of just had your plan, you stuck with it. I was glad to see that you guys brought your 62A back after that debacle with the double E100s. Really good snapshotting getting back to cap, but did you guys have a big plan or a set strategy going into this? Was your strategy flexible? Was it, you know, just to set up defensively and then figure out where people were and push, or?
Well, we had a couple of things lined up initially on, you know, on the map tactics and all that. couple of different variations set out and whatnot, but it was also kind of a play-by-ear type setup. As soon as you load into the game, you get an idea of what the team's what you're running up against. That was one of our biggest initial things. Is every time we loaded into the game, of course, we're bantering back and forth about where to position, what to do against that particular lineup. If we needed to reposition, you see, we don't run Delta Village very often, but of course, against a couple of different lineups, we actually flexed and did run Delta Village specifically for the reason of the lineup that we were up against, just to have multi-angle shots and trying to get them into a triangle shoot fest, and we seemed to work pretty well. We definitely decided to bring that 62 back in after the cap out. There were, like I said, several concerns about that. We changed it up, didn't work. So we brought it back, and I do think having that vision out in the field and those initial positioning, ideas of where the tanks are, help immensely for any kind of play. Anybody who's ever played in any tournaments whatsoever knows that information gathering is one of the most important aspects of the metagame in these tourneys, especially with so few people on such a big map.
Conflict, one of the things that I wanted to ask you was when you were out in the field, you said you were going to set up for a snipe shot, and you saw that bat chat come over and light exactly as you thought he was. Did you just not have a shot? Did you not want to take it because you were going to get lit, or was it something other than that?
Well, being a bat chat, he's so fast, he rendered really late, so I didn't want to take the shot and risk getting lit. But I did get lit just towards the end there, so yeah, I guess both.
I gotcha. We were talking about the low profile of the 62A, and I was thinking because you had a little bit of bush cover there, you weren't going to get spotted. But well, that kind of stinks that you did get spotted. That bat chat did get aggressive, as Jones said. He did get aggressive on you. Drive in there. You had an unfortunate moment where you backed up right into the line of fire of the 57 and the E4. Luckily, the only thing that tagged you at that point was one of the 57s, because if that E4 had, I think you'd have been in a lot more trouble. And then the bat chat just kind of waited there, probably forced the clip, got in there, and just finished you off, and kind of put you guys back into a even harder turtle. Good move though, pushing up into the city. What were you guys thinking when conflict went down? They had that on the corner. Tala did a great job of lighting there. But what were you guys thinking? Were you thinking they were going to push through the city at that point? Anybody?
Honestly, I was expecting honestly, I was expecting them to, full barrel around the corner and try to take out our E100 and 57 on the diagonal line. Now that was what I figured they would do, and just keep that bat chat back, lighting stuff up. They repositioned, which really surprised me quite a bit. And we just happened to reposition and, to the right spots to counter that play that they did. At that point, once we were able to take that bat chat out, when he tried to, run across that center road, it was more or less GG at that point.
One other thing, were you guys paying attention to the bracket at all? Soviet and I were kind of watching the bracket as we went, and we knew going into this how important this match was to win in order to advance this round. If you guys had drawn, you'd have been in a tie with, I believe, Friends of Marge. Or actually, they would have taken the bracket, or it would have been a tie. I'm not quite sure. I have to look at the bracket again. But again, to seal the win and seal this bracket, did you guys know going in that you needed to get this win?
Yeah, I think after the little cap out, I believe we were a little more attentive to the results of the tournament after that, making sure that we got the first place if we had the chance.
No one told me there was a bracket.
Well, nobody told conflict there was a bracket. Well, there, Mr. Derpy. Go ahead, Soviet.
Well, thank you guys very much for letting us cast today. I think it was quite a show as well, because that turned out, down to the wire. That bracket coming down to the last battle, literally last battle, decided who's going to take it. Either you guys or Friends of Marge. If Cossacks were to win, they would have had 18 points, and you guys would have had 18 points, and Friends of Marge would have had 19. So congratulations on the win. We look forward to seeing you guys in the playoffs. Thank you very much for the interview as well, and let's turn back in and wrap this up, guys.
Turn in for part 2, less derp and more pew pew.
Good job, guys. It was nice chatting with you. Thanks a lot for letting us hang out and cast you guys.
Microphone
Come back now,
muted.
you hear?
Alrighty, Bar. Well, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being, here with you, sharing these. What? It's been quite a long, 3.5 hours? Or no, actually, coming up
Oi,
2.5.
oi, 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 oi. I
But
gotta
we,
use my Russian on that one.
but we started quite early preparing. Hopefully, you guys, our viewers, thank you very much for sticking around. I see we're down to 15:28. You guys stuck till the end.
Unbelievable.
Hopefully, most of you guys got to enjoy the casting, the battles. We look forward to your feedback. This is our officially, I guess, second run at casting. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And please follow us here at Fulcrum Gaming, Fulcrum TV. We do a lot of content like this. We look forward to bringing more stuff as well to your, to our viewers. And of course, big thank you goes out to Wargaming North America, specifically. Well, I'm gonna say the entire office. Thank you guys a lot for making this happen. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be. We wouldn't be doing all of this. There goes Barroom.
Thank you for not clubbing baby seals tonight, guys, and watching the stream and said, us baby seals really thank you. Thank you. Hey, Soviet, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting seal. Ah! Anyways, hey, so listen, we probably will not be back tomorrow for the tiebreakers. I think we're going to let that go, take a night off. Soviet and I need to get together, discuss, leave your feedback, like you said, so we can figure out where we can improve. So tomorrow night is the group stage 6th place tiebreakers. So the teams that have actually made it through will not have to fight. We'll resume the action on the playoff round on April 10th. We'll be back, more codes. Hopefully we'll get another portal announcement and maybe a quick in-game message to you guys to make sure you tune in. I hope you guys got a lot of codes. We're doing codes a little bit differently rather than throw them out there randomly to let the masses grab them, because there's a chance somebody could just grab them and keep grabbing all the codes. Fulcrum TV has been doing a dice roll, which is good because he'll roll a dice, get a number, and then boom, we can give the code to you personally. That works out a little bit better, a little bit more fair, make sure everybody's getting those codes. We want to make sure we're taking care of you guys the most. And again, leave your feedback. It's been a pleasure working with Soviet. It's been a pleasure casting for you guys at home watching in. We really appreciate you guys hanging out for this whole time, and we'll see you back here, same bat channel, same bat time on the 10th of April.
All right, guys. I'm Soviet, and that's Barroom. We're signing off. Take care. Спасибо. Пока.
Bye-bye.